There we go. Yep, that does it. We are, in fact, streaming live right now on Twitch. Who could have seen this coming? Hello everyone. It's your failed programming error that just refused to be fixed. Code here, and once I've got everything open separately, we are good to begin our most likely final stream of Doki Doki Club Meeting Season 1. It's been quite a ride. And Ivanov, you're here already. Nice to see you. I saw you earlier on Devin's stream while I was prepping everything. Good to see you're around as well. Are you currently viewing multiple streams at once, or did you switch over to my stream? That is the question here. Also Rob, hello. And yes, Ivanov, you were first. I didn't even see any messages in chat prior to stream start today. So yeah, very much first. Won't sleep this time, you sure? We'll see. Alright then. It's time, everyone, for the final, most likely, final stream of Season 1 of Club Meetings. All that's left is visiting people. This is all that's left. If this doesn't take up too much time, we might be able to do some other stuff too. Also, hello, Tord. Too bad you left the stream last time before we got to some Eddsworld stuff. There sure was a lot of Eddsworld stuff there, combined with DDLC. Too bad you weren't around for that. You were around before that and then left before we got to it. Very, very sad. Oh no, 3 more? You sure this is gonna take 3 more streams to spend time with people? I doubt it. We'll save Best Girl for last. We'll start with you. We'll start with Yuri, okay. Collecting references, as one should. Alright, we're hanging out with Yuri, let's go. Oh, I did enjoy the 4-way fracture. Alright. Fascinating. Game's on you right now. Notice as requested. Oh, hello. Oh, game's on you right now. Haha. Yuri notices... Oh, hello. Yuri notices a few of the aquarium's visitors glancing at her. Try the ha 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 and other the dialogues were pretty nicely inserted there. She gets out her phone, points it at herself, and starts talking in a much softer voice. Welcome back. Thanks for following my channel, and today we're going to be taking an educational trip to the aquarium, everyone. A few people paying attention to her roll their eyes and go back to what they were doing. Sorry about that. It's tricky to talk to you in a public place like this without people becoming alarmed. And hello, Gabe. I saw you on Devin's stream earlier too. Again, the question, are you now watching multiple streams at once, or did you switch over to your preferred streamer, the superior content creator himself? But hi, hello, yes. Full time's coming back? Oh no, the pokes. And Spinner, welcome to you as well. Hello, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. But I really did want to take a trip around the aquarium with you. Everyone else in the club just takes passing glances at everything and doesn't want to learn anything, which is fair since it's summer, I guess. But I wanted to spend some time seriously engaging with the exhibits and talking about them with someone. Hey, if you stream some Persona 5, maybe I will rate you, because it's kind of, you know, staying with the anime theme and stuff. Also, Oscar, hello! Hola, indeed. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're up for some DDLC. Oh my god, you're... You know, I was curious about your name. Because I definitely I recognize your name somewhat, but I feel like you're definitely not an active member here. But I did kind of semi. But okay, that is... You've been around for a while then. Wow. And Todd has teeth now. Oh no. Yeah, Rob, you've been beaten. Rob has been beaten. Hey, October 22nd. Well, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Oscar. I hope you're celebrating it nicely. A very, very happy birthday to you. Tree train and more shaggy noises. Also, hello, Neon. Also, no, I'm not feeling up to shaggy today. No. Has I been beaten in watch time? In watch time, probably not. A black hole mouth, that's fair. But I wanted to spend some time seriously engaging with the exhibits and talking about them with someone. And Monica said she wouldn't mind if I spent some time with you, so yeah. Yuri again looks side to side to gauge how far away she is from other guests. What we have here is an oarfish, specifically Regalasus glesnae. Most people find oarfish a bit ugly, but I think they are wonderfully beautiful creatures. Usually they're not seen much in the wild because they tend to stay at medium shallow depth. That's okay, are we good? Is there more coming? I didn't need that bonk. Also, couldn't wait for Zell to give me his model and made a star running out of red clay. That sucks. Also, bones. Hi. Nice, it is nice. It's DDLC. Another face I just saw on Devon's stream. Is everyone just coming over here now? But hi, and thank you so much for the resub. Thank you, I appreciate it. I really do. Oh my god. One more to go. Everyone wants me to invest money. Also, I know the text on the bar isn't optimal. It's nigh impossible to read at this point. I exist in both realities. That makes sense. So here we have someone confirmed to be multitasking. Haha. Well, I hope you're having a pleasant time enjoying multiple streams at once. Gotta split your focus. Alright. Now, we're on an aquarium tour with Yuri here right now, so let's enjoy ourselves a bit. Sub-only sound alert. In case Ducky comes in. Ducky hasn't been around for a while again. It's kind of like Ducky used to be one of the more active members of the community, but has kind of vanished a little bit more. I'm sure he'll come back at some point. That's because that's where the usual prey, shrimp and krill, and small squid are usually found. They're fascinating to watch here in the aquarium, though. They look a bit like long fluttering ribbons waving in the wind. The info plaque here says that they're actually the longest bony fish in the world. Yuri heads over to another exhibit. Oh, look at this. The tank is full of tiny little creatures, an inch or two long, flashing lights of various colors along little strips on their bodies. They're so beautiful. The tank says that they're called comb jelly. This one specifically is Beroe apicola. It looks like they move by fluttering these little comb structures along their bodies. I guess that's why they're called comb jellies. I wonder what they use these rainbow lights for. It says they don't actually produce the rainbow light. Their combs just refract light like a prism. How interesting. Ducky's actually the top cheerer on my channel? I mean, the hype? I mean, Ducky is... Let me see. Ducky is number 3 gift sub giver on my channel and number 1 cheerer on mine too. Ducky sure likes to cheer. You see the game design I made? Always assume that I look at stuff. Always assume that I look at stuff. Oh, interesting. Oh, and it says they mostly eat jellyfish and other soft, slow-moving prey, including each other. Smaller ones often predate on larger ones by just floating up and taking a huge bite out of the bigger one. Ooh, cannibalism fish, how nice. How brutal. Coral. Yuri spends some time staring at the coral formations. I love coral, it's beautiful of course, but the way it takes decades just to add an inch or two of coral, it grows so carefully and painstakingly, it makes it feel very delicate and precious, and we treat it so awfully. Sometimes I worry that by the time I get old, coral will be almost extinct, which is especially sad since coral is so important as an environment for other sea life to live in. Sorry, I get easily troubled by things like this. Humans have been given such gifts, and yet we treat fellow life so cruelly. Sometimes it's hard not to detest one's own species. Yeah, humanity sucks, I agree. Anyway, humans made this aquarium, and many of them are working to fix problems like that, so I guess they can't be all bad. Come on, let's move on to the next spot. Alright. Will I have an F3? Give me a sec. Alright, I guess you do that. Preemptive screw you before FNF2 cancels me for a play. Ah, yes. Getting that out of the way right now. Good on you, Gabe. Good on you. Getting that out of the way early. In Yuri's past neighborhood was the usual Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday is free of Sunday is free of cannibalism? Well, ain't that just sad? Wow. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my god, I know these kinds of tunnels. Well, not this big, but you know those tunnels with the, like... Yeah, I know those kinds of tunnels, just a lot smaller in aquariums, where you're actually walking through, looking up and all around at the fish. But this thing is massive. I've never seen one this big. Those are tiger sharks. Galus, Erdo, Cuvier, and over there are some butterfish. Synopsis, Anomala, and... A giant manta ray glides slowly above the aquarium tunnel. And those are always the most interesting to look at when you're in these kinds of tunnels. Like if you're in an aquarium tunnel and you see like those rays moving above you, that's always pretty nice. Also, it always looks like they have a small face on their underside. Tunnel like that for ooh, that's interesting. Can you people just not own a Twitter account? I mean, that doesn't stop people from canceling you on Twitter. Even if you don't have a Twitter account, Twitter will still cancel you. That's how it works. Yuri stops listing off scientific names for the animals and seems lost in some kind of aquatic reverie. Her eyes are watering. This is so amazing. The sea is so wonderful. The sea is everything. It covers 7/10 of the terrestrial globe. Its breath is pure and healthy. It is an immense desert where man is never lonely, for he feels life stirring on all sides. The sea is only the embodiment of a supernatural and wonderful existence. It is nothing but love and emotion. In it is supreme tranquility. The sea does not belong to despots. Upon its surface, men can still exercise unjust laws, fight, tear one another to pieces. That is a weird way to spell another. Get called out, developers. And be carried away with terrestrial horrors. But 30 feet below its level, their reign ceases, their influence is quenched, and their power disappears. Ah, sir, live in the bosom of the waters. There only is independence. There I recognize no masters. There I am free. I'm sorry, this is her text box and in dialogue. She is saying this. This is not the narrator. She is saying this according to the game. Yuri closes her eyes and stays silent for about a full minute. I'm just telling you that I would be doing this because I don't have the time to actually do it. Damn. Get a shark plushie at the gift shop. It's the closest thing to unless the opportunity goes to IKEA mod. Maybe there is. Who knows? There are many mods out there. Isn't there like a Sayori goes to McDonald's mod or something along those lines? So who knows? Anyway, Yuri, thanks for replacing the narrator. A speech from Captain Nemo in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yuri wipes her eyes.
The sea really is quite wonderful. Maybe I should have waited to answer that email who asked me about what I wanted to do when I grow up. This all makes me want to do something related to the ocean. I want to become a marine biologist, like a certain protagonist in a certain anime that I will not name here. Like a marine biologist.
I just said marine biologist. And that's the first thing she says.
Or a diver, or an ecologist, or something like that. Something where I could immerse myself in all this wonder. Plus, if I had to do diving for my job, people would probably find my interest in knives less weird. Sorry, I got lost in my own thoughts there for a second. The manta rays, Mobula birostris. They graze on plankton, and they sort of swim circularly around to hurt the plankton against a tight space before eating it. They're so large that they accumulate lots of parasites and accumulate dead skin and such.
Alright, let me catch up again. Roleplay is another version. Oh god, Tourette syndrome is spray. Oh no. Yeah, no, I did do the reference, the funny one. Now my character's insane. Just now. How is this insanity different from the previous insanity?
So when they need it, they head to a coral reef and let cleaner fish species who live there come up to them and eat up the parasites and lose skin off of them. That's how they stay clean and healthy. Though this one is moving very slowly and gently right now, they can actually move extremely fast if they need to, about 15 miles per hour, which is an American measurement, even though this game is set in Japan, where we shouldn't use the American measurement system that nobody here will understand anyway, because many people watching the stream right now are European and have absolutely no idea what 15 miles per hour actually means. They need to be able to move that fast in order to escape from sharks, who are their only natural predators. But mostly sharks have a hard time catching this ray, although most rays do end up with scars from a shark bite or two on them. Unfortunately, humans have done what sharks cannot and have pushed this ray into potential danger by killing many of them.
Because who cares about feet and miles? Apparently all Americans have a foot fetish. I don't know why every American is so into feet. There's meters too, you know. You don't have to be into feet to measure stuff.
Usually it happens because there are a bycatch of fishing for other species. But also they are targeted because people believe their gills have uses in folk medicine. And of course, people are also making it hard for the ray to find coral reefs to clean off at. Well, as much as I'd love to just stand here all day, I'll never see the rest of the aquarium if I do that. Plus, I'm getting kind of hungry. I hear that there's a restaurant in here that is also in an underwater tunnel. I'm going to go see if I can find it.
A restaurant in an underwater tunnel. Okay, that sounds interesting. At least it would be I hope these tunnels are very well ventilated, because whenever I've been to such an underwater tunnel, you can definitely feel like, yeah, there's definitely not a lot of fresh air in there. I hope they ventilate it very well if there's a restaurant in there, because, I don't know, when I'm in a restaurant, I don't normally like the air to be like this, so incredibly heavy and just like, I like my air to be fresh when eating. Code, what is it? What do you want?
You're quite welcome to come with me if you want. Not that you have any agency in the matter, of course.
Are you still behind us? Also, look at this place. Does an aquarium like this actually exist? If so, where and how can I go there? I like my air to contain oxygen, that is a fair point. And the special today is our ethically sourced Chilean sea bass dressed with our signature lime sauce.
That sounds lovely, I'll order that.
Sure thing, we can get you something to drink?
Oh, just water's fine. We're surrounded by this stuff anyway.
I'll have that right out for you.
Thank you.
I usually prefer water too. Non-sparkling water, of course, the superior kind.
Hey, I got a table far away from everyone else so I could speak freely. I just wanted to say thanks for coming along with me today. I know I can be a little pedantic and boring sometimes, but it's nice to have someone to talk to about all this academic stuff. The club mostly isn't interested, other than Monica sometimes.
Where's this restaurant and can I rate their food supply? Honestly, again, this seems like such a cool place to eat. Like, honestly, I love going to aquariums and stuff from time to time. I don't go there all the time, but when I have the chance, like, if I pass by one and I'm like, hey, I can go there, I'm absolutely gonna go there. But usually the aquarium visits, like, normally you just walk through, you look a little bit at the stuff, but you don't spend a lot of time to just stand there and just look at everything. But having actually a restaurant in one of these underwater towns, that is all the excuse to just sit down, enjoy a meal, talk to people, while at the same time being able to look at all those fish swimming around you. This seems like such a nice place to be.
Hopefully you weren't too bored. I would offer you to get you something to eat if it weren't impossible, although maybe it's a good thing you can't given the prices here. But it's important to treat yourself when you can. I guess you can at least enjoy the nights here with me, such as they appear to you at least. Even though it's expensive, it's really nice to sit here and enjoy a meal surrounded by something so incredible. It's pretty cool that they managed to make this place. It must have been very difficult. Well, I don't know how long you're probably going to stick around, but thank you again for spending time with me. If you happen to see Monica, make sure you take good care of her. You're very important to her.
Don't worry, I'll hang out with Monica next.
I'm sure I'll see you around at the various other things the club is doing. We'll probably have lots of loud fun and be really goofy. It's fun to do that, but I also really enjoy it when I can be serious and focus on something. Plus, I recharge my batteries by being alone, or sort of alone, I guess. So thanks again for coming with me on my little introvert self-care trip. I'll see you soon, I hope. Food's coming.
And I guess that's the end of the... Oh my god, okay, these are very short. We'll definitely finish today. And then we can go back and revisit some of the choices we made previously to see how the different dialogue looks. Alright. Hi, Maddie! Hello, good to see you as well, by the way. Even though you said hi to Tord, I'm gonna say hi too. That was Yuri. Next up, Monica, because I did just say we would do her next. And naturally, we're saving best... Okay, no. Should we save best girl for last? Or should we save the couple for last? Do we hang out with the couple at the very end? Or with best girl? Go to remember email. I already did all the emails. I did all of them. I finished. Rob. Did you forget already? We finished all of them. No, we will not save Monica for last. I just said we would go for her. Best for last, so Monica? No, best for last would be Natsuki. We can't... You know what? Compromise. We'll save the couple for last. Okay? Then we have two best girls. Including true best girl, MC. MC, absolutely best girl. So, does that seem like a good compromise? So we'll do Monica, then Natsuki, and then we'll go for the couple. Also, the devs know that Natsuki's best girl because she's listed at the very tippy top of the list. Alright, Monica, let's go. Like heaven more than heck. Well, this is still hell. I'm sorry. You did? Yeah, we did. We did finish them. Truest best girl. Yes. Season 2 after this. Yeah, no, today's stream, again, after we're done hanging out with everyone, which should be relatively quick, judging that we only needed 20 minutes for Yuri, then we can go back and revisit some choices for the rest of the stream and see what we could do differently.
Hey there, Code.
Gotta try to find a Monica voice again, because she's always the one giving me the most trouble.
I was just walking around to get some exercise. And incidentally, doing some window shopping since the mall here is one of the best places to walk around vigorously without getting sunburned. I actually don't like walking much as a form of exercise, it's kind of boring. Same with treadmills and stationary bikes, really not a fan of those. Normally I don't like to exercise at all unless I'm competing against someone else. Volleyball is nice, although there's a lot of downtime when you're not moving that much. Fencing on the other hand, now that's good cardio. Plus it's quite good for your leg muscles.
Oh, cue all the thigh-obsessed people coming in again. And I won't lie, thick thighs save lives, as we all know. Even more content next season. Wait, there's even more? Next season is bigger than the first one? Well, I am intrigued. Put the blender in the cheese. That seems like the wrong way around, but sure, go ahead and try that.
But yeah, it's nice to exercise while your mind is focused on strategizing. That way you're not just focused on how tiring it is. That's Monica's exercise tip of the day. Anyway, I could use a break from walking. Maybe I'll actually shop. I wonder where I should look. Any ideas?
Alright, guys, what do we do? Fashion, general store, or ice cream? Personally, I'm not much of a fashion guy, so I would normally go for either ice cream or maybe look around the general store, see if they have anything interesting. I'm gonna say... Rob said ice cream. Okay, we're going for the ice cream shop. Ice cream it is.
Oh, ice cream. I'm going to get mint chocolate chip.
Which is a flavor I've never tried, but the people who like it are very insistent on that it's the most amazing flavor ever.
It's not my super favorite, but I'm definitely in the mood for it now. And all done. That was delicious. Good call. Well, back to walking, I think. I'm going to head back to our bungalow. I'll see you over there, maybe. I hope so. I've kind of wanted to talk to you about everything that happened this semester.
Oh, I'm sure we can talk about a bunch of stuff. It's evening. Hey, Sayori! Sorry, MC and Sayori, we're hanging out with you later. Why don't you come over here a minute?
Hey, you guys want to come watch TV together?
Yeah!
I'm in.
I guess I've made enough progress on this. I'll watch for a little while, but only one show. Then we have to do something else.
Alright, alright.
The rest of the club seems to be having a good time, but Monica seems removed and melancholy.
Oh, there you are. I was wondering if you were ever gonna come back. Did you go anywhere else between the mall and here?
No, straight here.
Huh, how odd. I can never predict when it's going to skip time or, where it's going to go. I guess I could have just pulled the scene here when I was ready to see you, but I don't like to do that if I can avoid it. It feels like an abuse of power. But anyway, we're here now. I've had a pretty fun afternoon. That mint chocolate chip actually gave me the taste, and I went and bought a bin of it. I'm not going to eat it all here, but I'm definitely bringing it home with me. Actually, while you're here, do you mind if we talk about some stuff? In particular, I wanted to hear your thoughts on everything that happened this past semester. What do you want to talk about?
Oh my god, Monica, you sure have a lot to talk about. Actually, let me save here. I mean, obviously we're starting with her.
What about me?
Oh my god! Okay, this might actually take a while after all. You and me.
You and me, huh? You know, it's strange. I really should have given up by now. I know now that there's not really any way through into your world, at least not one that I have any control over, so you'd think I'd have a good sense to stop being interested and just get over you, but I don't want to. Or I can't. I don't know the difference anymore. Honestly, knowing that we're completely and permanently separated just makes me feel fascinated. I don't know if that makes me sick or broken or something, but I still love you. I know it's completely irrational, I barely know anything about you, but that's the frustrating thing about love. It's not rational, it just happens. And it's still happening to me, I have no control over it. To be honest, it's kind of scary, but I try to just roll with it. It's just hard. I don't know if you noticed, but I much prefer to have control over things, especially myself, and having this feeling inside of me that I just can't focus away is distressing. By the same time, I'm not sure I would get rid of it even if I could. It's a terribly annoying feeling, but I love it, and you. It's quite a puzzle. Love or peace, self-control or emotional abandon?
Both seem important to you. Surely there's a balance. There has to be balance. Everything has to be perfectly balanced. You know, it is how all things should be.
That seems wise, except it feels to me like the two things are mutually exclusive. I can't balance them, it has to be one or the other. why I risk destroying both of these competing interests in my mind? How can I explain it? Like, to me, the thing that makes me is my mind. My thoughts, my memory, the way my brain processes information, and I can control all that stuff pretty predictably if I focus on it, or at least I have a very strong illusion of control. And emotions like these little fires that pop up, they're chaotic and uncontrolled, but it's easy to control the fires and put them out if I need to, except for one. You know which one? That one is a big wildfire that's always burning next to the perfectly ordered house that is my mind. Does that make sense? Some people have an easy time just dividing into that fire and being part of it, I guess. But I'm definitely not one of those people. I'm much more comfortable staying in a place in my mind where I know what's going to happen and I can't control it. So love is really scary for me, especially after I reflect on what it's already done to me. Look at what it made me do. I hope you at least appreciate how much I suffer for you. Sorry, I know I'm selfish, I just hope you see what I go through. What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk more about you.
What about me?
Escape Plan 2.exe? Oh no. Do you really want to bring up that topic? Of course we want to bring up that topic. We want to bring up all the topics.
Oh, right. Before you go any further, just know that I deleted that, and Sayori's crudely modified copy. And I scorn anywhere she or Yuri or anyone else might have hidden copies. I don't think Sayori has the technical know-how to replicate the program, thankfully, so it should be removed as a temptation for her. It was never that for me, at least. For me, it just seemed like a perfectly reasonable option to have ready, given the suffering I was enduring. Obviously, it was a bad idea to have it around anywhere conceivably near a potentially suicidal depressive person in retrospect, although I thought it was safe from her, to be fair. But don't worry, all gone now. I don't really ever think I need to delete myself anymore. It does raise an interesting question, though. Can suicide ever be morally right?
I honestly don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into these existential topics. I'm just gonna say I don't know and move on.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard problem. I mean, I think there are at least some cases where people should be able to die with dignity, like if they have a really bad painful terminal illness or something, but if you believe that, you have to be really careful about where you draw the line. Otherwise, people who really should try to keep living might die. Hopefully it's nothing we'll have to worry about again in the literature club anyway. What do you want to talk about?
About your philosophy.
I do end up talking about philosophy stuff a lot, don't I? I can't help it. The topic has always fascinated me, and realizing that you have simulated intelligence makes you even more philosophical, I guess. You'd think that my favorite area of philosophy would be metaphysics, pondering what's real and all that. Given that I'm a simulated AI, that is indeed somewhat interesting to me, but I'm actually most interested in ethics, questions about morality, what's right, what's wrong. I'm a utilitarian. I believe that what makes something right is how much happiness or suffering it produces, basically. It's a pretty simple position, but it has lots of interesting implications. For instance, that's why I don't eat meat. I worry about the suffering meat production produces, even in simulated animals, potentially. But yeah, that moral belief provides a concrete framework for deciding on the wrongness or rightness of something pretty well. And it leads, I think, to the most intuitive results and the fewest internal contradictions of any moral system. The tricky part is once you believe it, it makes some pretty heavy demands on people. Like, I only really need one kidney, and there are people out there who really badly need my spare. According to what I believe, I should have already donated it for free to someone who needs it, but getting yourself to do things like that is really hard. Obviously, I haven't yet. But the most interesting thing that results in that basically, I'm a hypocrite as a result. I believe that I should do something like this kidney thing, but I don't. And the question is, how okay should I be with that? Obviously, the best thing would be me acting in accord with my beliefs. But assuming I can't or won't for some reason, do you think it's better to change a belief you can't live up to, or live with your hypocrisy?
I would live with the hypocrisy. I would live with it, probably. I'm gonna say a work that requires me to also look at Reddit and other things while listening. Oh, really multitasking, huh? Alright, sure, feel free to do that. Listening to the DLC makes me feel so relaxed. Damn.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's really important. Most people understandably are really uncomfortable when they feel hypocritical. People hate it when they know that what they're doing isn't in accord with what they believe. So they tend to change either their actions or beliefs really quickly. but that can be a problem if changing their actions is a difficult or long-term task. In those cases, people usually tend to change their beliefs instead, which doesn't seem right to me. That's why I'm an advocate for being able to live with your own hypocrisy. As long as you're honest with yourself and others about it, and acknowledge your own wrongdoing, living with knowledge of your own intentional moral wrongdoing can help you become a better person, because it will sit there and stew and not let you get too comfortable with the actions you think are wrong. And then hopefully, slowly over time, you'll be motivated to finally do whatever hard thing it is you have trouble doing. That's how it happened with me and being a vegetarian, for instance. So yeah, I'm all about letting yourself feel like a hypocrite when you are one.
Alright, I want to talk more about you, about controlling the world.
Sure is an interesting part of my experience, but it's also kind of confusing sometimes. It's like I've been told, hey, you can be omnipotent if you work really hard at it, but also it'll be super difficult to figure out, like, do I even want that? Should I trust myself with that? Or should I be content with a normal life without all that power? It's a question I struggle with all the time. Like, what if one of my friends was in a lot of trouble and I could save them with just a snap of my fingers? I should do that, right? But then I think, couldn't I also just make us all rich and living in a mansion or whatever? Should I do that? What sort of things shouldn't I do? It's a hard question. What do you think?
Just try to live normally. Use power but cautiously is what I would do, personally. That for an Undertale reference? Oh no.
Yeah, but that's the real trick, isn't it?
Since when were you the one in control, damn it?
There's a lot packed into your use of cautiously there. Hopefully it's something I can figure out, but for what it's worth I agree. That's basically what I've been doing, using my powers here and there where it's especially convenient or necessary, but always being aware that I need to try and limit it and not get carried away. If for no other reason, then not using them helps me forget that I'm in a simulation. What do you want to talk about?
You and leading the club.
Running the literature club is practically a full-time job. It takes a lot of work that you and the others don't always see. It's actually a lot of pressure sometimes. Dealing with the student council is a pain. For the most part, I try not to let the club see all that stuff. It would just stress them out. But that's certainly not the only part of it that's tricky, of course. As you well know.
The bureaucratic stuff is probably the hardest. Keeping such different people together seems tough. There's also the whole the club is the crux of a fake reality thing. I'm gonna say that one.
Yeah, true. But surprisingly, that whole thing doesn't end up being too much work for me. I mean, obviously it causes a lot of anxiety and longing, but not too much day-to-day stress, I suppose. Which, honestly, I'm pretty grateful for. Goodness knows what I'd do if I actually had to work to keep our world together and coherent or something. That's why I'm really glad our simulation works pretty smoothly. What do you want to talk about?
You and your poetry.
To be honest, I don't think much of my poetry. I feel like I replace anything really interesting or meaningful with a bunch of tricks and obsessions with structure. The others say they like it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm just not really a creative person, and I'm never happy with my own work.
Can relate.
Well, I guess there were a few I was okay with from this past semester. Which one do you like best?
Trying to recall. I don't think there's a single best one. Partially because I can't specifically remember which one was in which episode. So I'm gonna say there's not specifically one that peaked. They were all pretty nice.
Well, there are two ways I could take that. The most likely one is that you don't really like my poems.
That's not what I meant!
Which honestly wouldn't be that surprising, most people don't, not even me. But the other way, and the way I will choose to interpret it, is that you think my poems are deserving of equal love. What do you want to talk about?
You and your mod.
Yes, by mod. It was pretty silly, but it was a lot of fun to write, although it's sort of weird to ship yourself with people, including shipping yourself with yourself. Definitely not avoiding a reputation of egoism on that one, Monica. But yeah, I think I was pretty successful in its modest little way. And it was interesting to think about what all the other ships would be like, and to think about how good pairing each one was. Which ship did you like best?
Well, I'm gonna have to say MC and Sayori. I mean, it's the most obvious one, right?
Well, this one ended up being the only unnecessary one, for which I'm very thankful. Does make me wonder though, how accurate do you think my ship mod is to the way they actually are? I did successfully predict that MCU would use Cinnamon Bun as a pet name for Sayori, but that was easy enough to predict. I guess we'll see how close I was to the actual relationship.
And that was everything for her. Alright. And let's go with Yuri next, I guess. Every choice. We are gonna, again, we're gonna do all the dialogue and we will revisit some choices after we're done with everything else. So yeah, we might revisit some of this stuff. Let's talk about Yuri. Oh my god, there's a lot again. Being over analytical.
Yeah, she does that sometimes. I can emphasize I'm pretty analytic myself, the difference is mine tends to be intentional, but Yuri has a bad habit of doing her thinking out loud sometimes, and she might be a bit more prone to analysis paralysis. I feel like usually I'm pretty good at being decisive. I think about it, decide on something and then do it, but sometimes Yuri just keeps thinking about it. Of course, her tendency to think carefully about things can also be a strength, it's just one that's carried to excess occasionally. Wouldn't you agree?
It can really freeze her up sometimes, yeah.
I've seen that happen to her. She thinks and thinks, and then she realizes she's thinking too much, and then she thinks about that, and often at that point she kind of freaks out a little, but still that's pretty rare. Overall, I think Yuri's intense mind is one of her big selling points.
Episode 4, Illness?
Yeah, I remember that.
Also Shadow Pro, hi, welcome to the stream, hello! How are you doing?
And Sayori had us all go over there and attend to her. That was a nice day, although I am sorry that Yuri had to be sick for it to happen. Still, it was wonderful for us to meet somewhere different. Maybe we ought to do that more often. One thing that does still puzzle me is how illness works in here. As I think I might have explained to Natsuki, our simulation clearly models contagious disease. But I don't know if, for instance, Natsuki's at increased lung cancer risk because of smoking, or if I could conceivably cure it via coding if she did. When I look at that kind of stuff in the .chr files, I get a headache. Hopefully I never have to find out. As long as our illnesses aren't too severe, I'd prefer not to have to dig around in our code to fix diseases. And at least it was a nice excuse for us to have a big club party of sorts. What do you think of that?
So Motherly Yuri didn't seem all that sick. It was neat to see a different person's house, definitely. Good, you. Doing very well. Having some fun with DDLC, so of course I'm having a blast today.
Yeah, I guess the base game's assets only look into Sayori's and MC's house. Hopefully you've enjoyed getting a look at everyone else's places. Everyone's house is pretty normal except for mine. Not that I've seen too much of Natsuki's, but my house is a little unusual. I've used it to practice coding before, so it has some things about it that are a little strange. But it's also a lot nicer as a result mostly. I haven't built in a two-way portal to your world in it yet, but I'm working on it.
Let's talk about her relationship with Natsuki.
Yeah, one of the most frequently asked questions. Yuri says she isn't sure yet about her sexual orientation, but if you ask me, it isn't hard to guess that whatever it is, it includes Natsuki personally. Or at least she definitely gives off that vibe to Natsuki and the rest of us. I think genuinely, if she thought Natsuki were into it, she'd go for it. But Natsuki insists she's straight, so Yuri just keeps it to friendly teasing. Maybe that's her way of signaling availability while respecting the boundary. What do you think?
Had to choose a girl. Yuri once said she actually prefers a Yuri. Forever I ship it, I don't, personally. I get why people ship it, but I don't personally do it. But yeah, Yuri did, I think, say that she would prefer Sayori.
Gee, that's surprising, especially since Sayori is the primary Natsuki and Yuri shipper around here. I mean, I get how Sayori would be a great partner, and in particular, she might be a very safe-feeling choice for Yuri, but I don't know. I feel like there's way more of a spark between her and Natsuki, don't you? Maybe that was Yuri trying to keep some emotional distance from the idea of her and Natsuki.
Yuri as club president.
I guess she definitely made the most of her time as club president, didn't she? She found my little escape program for one thing, but invasions of privacy aside, I thought she did a pretty good job handling it, just like she's done a good job of handling all the weird reality stuff. The extent of which she's done that has been remarkable. It's good to know that there's someone I can trust to responsibly handle that power, don't you think?
Seems like she uses the power more than the other. She's very thoughtful about it. Yeah.
Yep, she sure is. Honestly, I was really worried about Natsuki being president at first until she proved she did well with it, but with Yuri I never really had any worries. She's much more thoughtful and cautious, so I felt pretty safe.
Alright, let's talk more about Yuri. Developing confidence.
I've been so pleased to see her do well with that. She's so friendly and outgoing now, at least with the club she is. I mean, I can tell that she's still an introvert at heart. She very clearly still likes and needs isolation and can get over socialize. But she does enjoy being open and energetic with us from time to time. It's nice to see someone grow like that, don't you think?
I emphasize with her introversion. It's just been nice to see her more comfortable. I'm gonna go with that, but I do emphasize with their introversion as well, kind of.
Yeah, that's definitely how I feel. I used to be on pins and needles around her. She was so sensitive, but now she feels really settled in like she belongs. And she does. She always has. She just acts like it now. And that's nice because it helps us feel that much more like the weird close-knit second family that we are.
Yuri's poetry is next.
His poetry can often be really good, but I also sometimes find it frustrating. Like she's clearly very talented and has incredible language skills. It's just that sometimes she seems bent on showing off those skills instead of focusing on the poem. Or sometimes she does what I do and makes the poem so filled with intentional metaphors and references that no one else can understand. But all that said, she's very good and she has a distinct, impressive voice. And when she writes a good one, it's really good. What's your favorite by her?
Again, it's hard to pick favorites. I don't really have a favorite.
I hope it's not because her style is too pretentious for you. She really works hard on her poems, she crafts them really carefully and I respect that. So even if she's not your cup of tea, so to speak, hopefully you can appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into her work.
Alright, one more topic for Yuri, which is Yuri's mod.
Yeah, her mod was pretty good. As I think I said at the time, it had some difficulties to overcome. It didn't really have the time to proper formatting to accomplish really good horror. There just wasn't the time to build up the tension, and visual novels aren't a great medium for horror. Present world in which I live accepted, I guess. But given those limitations, I think the mod is a nice, modest little success. It accomplished some pretty effective horror in its own way, and efficiently too, with limited assets and runtime. So I'd say overall it's pretty good horror. I'm curious, what do you think is most important to good horror?
Non-reality. Good old gory shock value, a sense of danger. I'd go for the sense of danger, I think.
Maybe.
Like, overall, I think the atmosphere is very important. But, yeah, the good old gore is not really the best type of horror always, in my opinion. I don't know.
Although I think there's plenty of good horror that doesn't really rely too much on a sense of danger. But it's a lot more easy to think of horror that does, certainly. But the kind of horror Yuri likes is that psychological ambient horror, and there's something different about that. I mean, think about our base game. You probably didn't get too much horror from any real sense of danger, except maybe in Act 2 Yuri scenes. So Yuri's death came as a sudden shock to you, and hopefully you never really felt in any real danger yourself, although maybe you did when you realized the truth about me. But in general, the horror in our game came from somewhere else. I think whatever that is, that's the key to understanding what Yuri likes in horror.
Alright, next up. Let's just go through all the characters first. Let's go for Sayori next. Let's go up the list from her. And then once we've reached MC, we'll go back down Kenzo and work our way downward. Alright, so Sayori.
Anything in particular?
Sayori x MC.
I'm really glad Sayori finally got her wish. She sure had to go through a lot of obstacles to get there, myself included, but she herself was almost as big an obstacle as I was. She actively sabotaged her chances and tried to push MC away, all because she thought that would make him happy. Poor thing. How do you think she'll do now that she's finally in a relationship with MC?
It's to work on her depression. MC will take good care of her. She should prioritize herself more over him. She needs to work on her depression still.
For sure, the question is, will she? Maybe she will now that she'll be so close to MC. He knows how important it is that she gets help, and he'll influence her to do it, but she's stubborn and her lack of self-worth makes her resistant to the idea, plus she's entirely too good at distancing people from bringing up serious stuff. And MC is very vulnerable to distraction from her right now. I guess we'll have to help subtly nudge her in the right direction, just like we do with Natsuki and smoking. I really hope she gets at least a little bit better. If nothing else, it would really make MC a lot happier.
Alright, let's talk about her rain clouds.
Yeah, her depression certainly hasn't gone away. in putting together this collection, I noticed how you experience her rain clouds as a separate voice. It seems pretty hostile to Sayori, like it's something outside of her. But really, it's just her trashing out herself. That's just the way her brain works right now. It makes me feel so bad, especially since I know I made it worse for her. It really, really doesn't need to be worse. But this isn't about me. I wish I could just edit her depression out of her, but it turns out that brains and minds are really complex. I'm still not good enough at coding to do something like that without chopping out a whole bunch of stuff I don't understand. I guess I could always experiment and then undo any changes, but I'm not sure everyone else would want to do that. Just feels like such a severe problem that I need to do something about it. You know what I mean?
Distract? No distractions, not too many at least. Help? A lot different from yours. Feeling guilty won't help her. Coding can't solve all your problems.
Are you really sure about that? I mean, obviously it probably can't solve the problem of me getting out, probably. But I do think it could solve any in-simulation problem if I understood things well enough. Sayori's depression is all there in her character file somewhere. It's just really complex. If I can just figure it out, I could at least offer to make things a little bit better. But that kind of thing is really hard and imprecise, and hard to do without messing up other stuff you don't mean to. Yeah, maybe coding can solve all our problems. I'm still hopeful that eventually it'll be able to solve some of them though.
Alright, let's talk about the importance to the club.
Oh gosh, yeah, she's really important. Honestly, she's probably more important to the club sticking together than I am. I don't know if this is like science, but it seems like in some social groups there are certain people who are like glue people, I guess. They hold everyone else together, and Sayori is definitely our glue. The base game shows you that when she resolves fights between Natsuki and Yuri, and occasionally me too. And she brings MC to the club in the first place. I'm not sure what it is about her that's so good for keeping people together. What do you think it is?
She's so friendly, it's infectious. Yeah.
Definitely. When she's in full Sayori mode, it's like she shines brighter than the sun, and sadness and anger just withers under her positive radiance. I wonder what it would be like to have that kind of power. I mean, obviously I wouldn't want her depression, but it would have to be nice to bring such joy to everyone around you, yeah? I definitely don't have that effect on people. I'm a little too stoic, I guess, but that's why it's so important that the Literature Club has its Sayori around.
Alright, let's talk about suicide close call.
That was awful. I know I probably didn't look like it, but I was really scared, especially since Sayori was using a modified version of my own suicide program. I felt so helpless and responsible. And above all, I didn't want to lose Sayori. She's very important to me. She's one of my closest friends. One of the only ones I have, really. I was really relieved when she didn't go through with it. Kind of tried every strategy to think of to stop her, but none of them worked. I just asked her normally and sincerely not to, and tried seemingly upset and emotional. Not that I wasn't upset and emotional, I just let her see it. And I even showed her MC's poem and it didn't do anything. For those split seconds before she changed my .chr file, I felt so awful when I realized I'd failed. But it worked out in the end. What do you think kept her from going through with it?
I think maybe she realized MC's feelings. Your efforts were more important than you think. It's just her raw strength to keep fighting. She owed it to the club. I think maybe she realized MC's feelings. So, no, we don't do that.
You think so? I was hoping she might respond to how he felt. I wonder if showing her the poem did help after all. Maybe she was conscious of it, or whether she was conscious of it or not, but at the same time I have to wonder. His feelings for her often frighten and wound her, positive as they are. That's why showing her this poem was the last thing I tried on her. But if she did draw some strength to keep going from it, that's a good sign for her, I think. It would mean she's beginning to see herself as worth caring about.
Alright, there's more stuff to talk about, Sayori. Being manipulative.
She is remarkably devious, isn't she? When she needs to, she lies without a second thought and tricks people into forgetting about her problems to focus on theirs. She's disturbingly good at deceiving people that way. It's troublesome because when she does that with us, it keeps us from helping her. I mean, sometimes we're wise to her, especially MC who knows her so well, and we can avoid being led astray by her, but we're all still at least a little subject to manipulation. And MC is a hormonal teenage boy who's hopelessly in love, so he's pretty vulnerable too, especially now. Do you have any thoughts?
She completely fooled Miss Ida. She seemed pretty careless about her during her suicide attempt. Where did she get so good at this? That's the question, isn't it?
I don't really know. Probably it's a skill she's developed her whole life, something she's always had to work on to conceal her depression from others, I suppose. Maybe more a question for her to answer in an email if someone asks, although I'm not sure how eager she'd be to explain her secrets. But now that I think about it, it goes along really well with her skill at detecting other people's feelings and thoughts. She's really good at telling if you feel distressed or upset about something, and at telling if you're lying or hiding something. It's actually kind of freaky, but overall I guess it's all part of what makes her Sayori.
Alright, Sayori and her poetry.
If I share a secret with you, will you promise not to tell? I think Sayori is the best poet in the literature club. I'm just not good at being creative, period. Even with poetry, and MC is still learning. Yuri has a lot of literary talent, but she needs to focus more on content over form. And Natsuki has the opposite problem. She has great poetry ideas, but would really benefit from having more tools in her writing toolkit. Sayori though, when she's at her best, none of us can approach her, which is terrible sometimes because her poetry is devastating. So she uses all that talent to just rip your heart out and stomp on it, although to her I guess it just seems like she's authentically replicating her viewpoint. I guess that's part of why it's so devastating for us. Do you have any particular favorite Sayori poem from the past semester?
Again, it's hard to pick a single favorite, especially because I know nothing about poetry. Trailed off a bit. Not sleeping at least. No, I get... But you should probably sleep, maybe. Sleep is healthy, you know. It is.
Oh, really? Sayori not your favorite poet?
That's not it. Again, I just don't have a peak favorite poem overall.
I guess her poetry can be pretty damaging. I guess I forgot sometimes how awful stuff in here can seem to you, even though it's fake. And I guess Sayori's poetry can probably be pretty upsetting sometimes, but it really is very good. Ignoring the subject matter, hopefully you can look at it for its high quality without getting too upset by the actual contents.
Alright, one more thing about Sayori, which is Sayori's mod.
I had a hard time watching that mod. There's a reason we didn't show it during the semester. It was pretty awful to handle. Did you play it yet? Over in the mod collection?
Yes.
Watching Sayori and MC die was terrible. And you get that little bit of the old me. God, I was so awful. It's terrible, but one of the only happy things that happens in the mod is that I sort of get my comeuppance, because in losing MC I also lose the player presumably, and the protagonists MC and Sayori don't even know they're giving me my karma. It's just me accidentally ruining things for myself as usual, but that aside, that mod was just a constant dose of horribleness all the way through. I think Sayori was a little embarrassed to show it after we all made really fun lighthearted ones. What did you think of it?
I'm sorry if I thought it was dark, but I appreciate the artistry. What, like I haven't been traumatized by a visual novel before? Damn. I appreciate the artistry, I'll say. But all of this is accurate.
Might be that the mod is really good, but if it is, I don't think I'd know. The characters are just too close to me, and I have too much emotional investment in them. It's impossible for me to give a fair critique, because the mod just makes me feel awful inside, and I don't know if that means it's good or bad or what, but it definitely succeeds in making me feel something, I guess.
Alright, that was everything about Sayori. Let's move on to Best Girl. Listen, I prefer dying outside than dying inside. You know what? That is fair. Then again, aren't we already dead inside, so not much you can save there. Alright, Natsuki. What do we have to say about her? Natsuki and popularity. What about her? Her and the popularity.
Yeah, that's been interesting to watch. Not sure why she's so obsessed with being popular. From what I can tell, she uses it to cope with her anxiety. I guess she feels like she's more secure if she's cozy in her clique. Still, it's hard not to feel concerned. Caring about popularity just cuts so hard against what Natsuki's normally about, you know. I know a lot of the girls she hangs out with, and she could not be more different than them. Hopefully she makes them better instead of them making her worse. I don't know, what do you think?
It's a little concerning.
True. I'm not even sure what I'm afraid of. I just feel like being around all those girls puts her at risk for, I don't know, something. A lot of those girls are just bad influences, I guess. Not so much because they'll make her do anything horrible, but just because they're not great people. I want her to think all the negativity is the way you should live your life. All that gossip and backbiting, can't stand it myself. That's why I had to get away from all that.
Alright. We are all a little bit of sans inside. Yep, lazy and just emotionally devastated. And just giving up on life. Yep. Monica is so cute. I mean, she do be cute. But aren't they all? Smoking! Which is horrible, don't ever do that.
Yes, she's still doing it. Not as much as she was before, to be fair. At one point she was literally doing a pack a day, I think. So it's nice to see her cut back. Good on Yuri for noticing when she started too. If not for that, we might never have known. And I feel like we've been important in helping her smoke less. How do you feel about it?
You'll need to make her stop. Keep gently discouraging her. Let her make her... No! I mean, I'm all for letting people make their own choices, but this is a horrible choice that nobody should make, but a lot of people do make that choice. Keep gently discouraging her, please.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea. I definitely don't want to push her too hard, and Yuri thinks we can influence her behavior subtly over time. Hopefully it works. Do me a favor though if you can. If you get the chance, could you try to lean on her to stop too? I know you don't get many chances to talk to her directly, but if it comes up, keep it in mind, okay?
I will absolutely keep it in mind. Second, yeah, second is what I picked. No, 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 hacking, no, no, just no. No smoking. Relationship with Yuri.
I guess people always want to know about them. It's kind of hard to tell how Natsuki feels. I mean, I believe her when she says she's straight, but there certainly is something about Yuri that gets under her skin. I have my own theories, but what do you think?
Just very flirty friends. I'm gonna say very flirty friends.
I wonder. That is what Natsuki would tell you, and that she likes to trade that kind of energy with Yuri because it's fun. She probably also remind me that it keeps them from fighting in the club if I mention it to her. Still, hard not to worry about how much genuine attraction is hiding underneath all that. I just hope they're happy however they end up.
Being called cute.
Yeah, she sure does have some, she sure has some reaction to that, doesn't she? It's almost as bad as the whole manga's literature thing.
Which it is, by the way.
It's downright silly given that she's obviously cute.
By the way, speaking of, I finally finished all of Cells at Work, the manga. I am done with everything. Including the pilot. Completely through the entire box set. Didn't take too long to finish that. Going too insane. Taking what the hell are insanity pills? I don't want to know.
Like, literally anyone I know would not hesitate to call her cute if they saw her, because she is, right? I promise you it's totally safe to tell me.
She's obviously cute.
Oh yes, I agree, obviously she's cute.
I am not cute? How many times do I have to tell you people? Get it through your thick real-world skulls? Or perish?
I'd rather perish, thank you very much.
Carry on, Monica.
Sorry, I set you up a little bit for that. Natsuki was walking through and I couldn't resist.
Alright. Shipping MC X Sayori. Oh god, no. Total VN Maker, that would be interesting, to say the least. Cute. She is cute, isn't she? She's behind me, isn't she? Oh no. What wrath have I brought upon myself?
Yeah, she certainly does that. This has been a happy time for her, although I think even she has been overwhelmed by the severe PDA. But I think that overall she's glad to see it. I wonder if she'll ship them as hard now that they're actually together, or with her wish having been fulfilled she'll ease off. What are your thoughts?
I still push them together more now. I wanna know what secret plan she had was. Yeah, I still want to know about that secret plan. Wait, why do I hear boss music? Oh no.
Hang on.
Monica pauses for a moment after scanning the room, then continues.
So I'm not sure she thought what she thought would happen afterwards, but she was going to hang the syrup in bottles from the balloons with the caps off, and MC was going to bump into Sayori right near where the balloons were floating, and then, just as they ran into each other, Natsuki was going to come up behind them, and at the same time me and Yuri were going to...
Natsuki tackles Monika to the ground. No! I will never know. I will never understand the genius that is Natsuki's thought process. Gonna get killed by Natsuki. Well, currently she's busy tackling Monika, so you're safe for the time being. But come on, I wanna understand the genius that is Natsuki's mind.
Leak! We have a leak!
Ow.
Loose lips sink ships, Monika?
But there isn't any ship. Ah, very clever.
And don't you forget it, I'm heading back to play more video games with the gang? Don't you know better than to try to compromise the op? And Monika, so help me if you blab about state secrets.
I have no idea what she's talking about when she says that stuff. But anyway, what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about her poetry. Those guys are too lazy to type it. I mean, that might be a thing too.
She definitely explored some new things in her poetry during the semester, but she also definitely retained her own unique voice. Natsuki's poetry has the most recognizable style of any of us, I would say. It's very punchy, as she likes to put it. It doesn't rely on fancy meter or word choice, she just uses a really poignant idea or twist to make her point, and most of the time, it's very effective. Do you have a favorite Natsuki poem?
Again, it's hard to pick a single favorite. I just can't. So confused, catch me up. Catch you up on what specifically? Like the genius of Natsuki's mind? Well, Natsuki was working out some kind of plan to get MC, the main character, and Sayori together. And it involved balloons and syrup bottles. And that's basically all I know. And we never got the full story. Because the plan never played out. And I am very upset that I never got to see it. Must know, he's a total visual novel maker. Yeah, that is what it said. Alright, again, it's hard to pick a single favorite. And again, nobody, like even the people who knew about the plan were doubting how it would work. Like Monika knows the plan and even she's not sure how it would work. And I really want to know.
Really, that's surprising. Most people who encounter Natsuki's poems find one they really love. Personally, I was a big fan of their plant poem, Frondiness, and also her bookshelf poem. But she can't please everyone, I guess.
Alright, let's talk about Natsuki's mod.
I loved her mod. Honestly, it might have been a favorite, my favorite one of the semester. It just does such a good job making you laugh and holding your interest, and that's remarkable given that most of it is essentially an ordinary cooking show. It's just so filled with Natsuki's unique personality, I guess. Every moment of it ends up being really fun and enjoyable, and the funny sound effects and jokes really hit the mark too. She's been wondering if she should turn it into a series or do some new mod for the next one she tries. What do you think?
I'd like her to try something new. With the same, like, style and everything. Actually, no, make it a series. Make it a series.
I see.
Oh my...
Don't mind me, just collecting feedback for her.
Okay, then. I wonder if the devs are somehow able to tell. I don't know how, because I don't think this mod requires an internet connection to run. At least I would be very surprised if it did. It's not like I ever tried running it without an internet connection, considering I'm streaming it. But, if the mod is somehow, again, don't know how, able to send feedback, like, to the devs, wouldn't that be something? What happened? Well, I said she should, Natsuki's mod should be turned into a series, and then a prompt popped up that was like, yeah, okay, count that vote. So I am intrigued. I highly doubt the mod is capable of sending the data back, but I would be pleasantly surprised if it did. Top believes in aliens and doesn't want to admit it. I just translated for you. Let me say it again. Tort believes in aliens and doesn't want to admit it. I usually say no if Microsoft asks for me to send them information. I mean, it's fair, but honestly, I feel very comfortable sending my information to DDLC content creators for some reason.
Why me? Just collecting feedback for her.
Well, that was everything about Natsuki. Let's move on to MC. Good old MC.
What about him in particular?
Talk about MC X Sayori again.
I'm glad the whole thing ended well for everyone. We were all feeling pretty down after about them for a while. Can't imagine how MC felt, or Sayori for that matter, given what I know now. But they sure make a cute couple. It's pretty adorable how they've turned it being best friends into being a couple. What do you think?
I'm happy for them.
Me too.
Get him, Sayori!
No, wait!
I like this all the time. Can't keep their hands off each other. But good for them, I'd say. They went through a lot to get here. As long as they can enjoy total bliss phase of their relationship, they should. And who knows, maybe they'll last long term. I think that's what they are all secretly hoping for in the club. We won't be satisfied until there are wedding invites and baby pictures and stuff. Assuming we ever get figure out how to get out of high school and live normal lives.
Alright. Who threw that? Why did you throw that?
I don't understand.
As Sayori's protector.
You know when I started to realize that MC really was the best at protecting Sayori? It was the second to last week of the semester. He was describing all these detailed small behaviors of Sayori that were making him concerned for her, and he was able to analyze how she must be feeling. He knows her so well. He has a much better understanding of her depression than the rest of us, and he only learned about it.
Spinne, why you? Now it's you too. It came from the void. It's always coming from the void. Klein will ever want to know.
And he only learned about it during the week of the festival, but I guess he knows Sayori really well, so he's able to contextualize a lot better. Anyway, what impressed me most was right after Sayori decided to keep living. We were all freaking out and
Bones, not you too. Why is everyone doing this? What did I do wrong? I guess it wasn't you. No, seriously, why? Why is everyone doing this to me? Because I added the option, that's why. I'm entirely the one at fault. Which, by the way... Again, I have no one to blame but myself. By the way, just out of curiosity, like, would some of you be curious about me adding more throwables potentially? Like, we only have the base throwables, but I could look into adding some additional throwables that could show up. Maybe, potentially, I don't know yet. More. I'll think about it. I'll think about it and see if I can find some good ones. A fraction of our fury. Do you yield? I do not. Well, things can be thrown so far. We got the slipper, of course. We got, I think, a banana. One of those squeaky toys, so a squeaky little bone. What else was there? A tennis ball, right? The tennis ball. Can't forget about that. That sure makes a tough sound when it impacts my skull. Taste of Fury. Attack! How about you don't? Oh no. Okay, maybe I should yield. Maybe I should yield. Add peppers. Maybe. Kill him. Why did you have to kill me? You better yield. Alright, I'll yield. I'll just move on with the mod. I'll move on with the mod, fine.
All freaking out and screaming at her that we loved her and so on, but MC quieted us down and just reassured her very gently. He just wanted to get her somewhere quiet and warm, safe and restful, and that was exactly what she needed. It was impressive how quickly she recovered after that. How do you think he's been doing to help her?
He's critical to her.
I think he'd certainly agree with you, but as important as he is, I wonder, She managed to save herself without any help from him. She sort of lobotomized him temporarily, specifically so that he couldn't help her. So I think she was her own reserves of strength. That's definitely MC's opinion. That he's not that important, and she is her own best resource. But then he definitely likes to sell himself short, so who knows? I think they're both important to making sure she's okay and safe.
Alright, what else do we have about MC? Becoming a full character, definitely important stuff.
Yeah, that was quite the journey for him. Sorry, I probably re-traumatized you by showing you the full story of how it happened. But I thought it was really important that you understand. Without that knowledge, your understanding of everything going on would have been incomplete. MC is really important to us because of all that. Over and above the fact that he's our friend, plus, all that showed us how important Sayori really is to him. What do you think?
I was impressed by him. Sayori had to insist on bringing him back. You didn't take it well when you thought I was gone. No, I was impressed by him, absolutely. MC is my boy right now.
Yeah, we all were. Especially since we forgot to leave him any notes on how to use the club president powers. It's a miracle he was able to get back to us all at all. But he certainly was determined. I kind of envy him. He was put in a situation where he just had to think about something hard enough and code well enough, and he could be with the person he loved. You can probably understand why I'd envy that. But I'm glad he got his chance and took full advantage of it.
Alright. Let's talk about his personality. My truest best... Yeah, he is the truest bestest girl. He deserves it.
How do you mean? Like, what it's become, or the fact that he even has one?
What it's become.
I'm quite fond of the man MC has become. He's supportive, generous, very caring about all of us, and especially Sayori, and he's still kind of a big nerd who is into manga and video games, and is still finding his bearings in the world of literature. I think that he sort of started with the little information the game gave him about who he is, like being Sayori's friend, being a little of a shut-in nerd, but being a good person at heart, and he's sort of branched out and developed from that base. We're all pretty proud of him, I think.
Alright, let's talk more about our boy, MC, best girl. Recurring nightmares.
Yeah. I only experienced one of his nightmares through the game, but that was more than enough. His nightmares seem extremely distressing. He tries to play it off as fine, but it seems to affect him pretty badly. I guess Sayori's suicide hurt him really badly. And he's trying to brush it off and be cool and fine, like any teenage boy would. Hopefully he doesn't suffer too much from it long term. Probably saw more than I did. What were the nightmares like?
Horrible. Nothing I hadn't seen before, just finding Sayori. Probably nothing he'd want me to share.
Usually MC is pretty open about things like that. He doesn't mind the whole "the club president sometimes knows private stuff" feature of our world too much, but I appreciate that you want to guard his privacy. That's very sweet of you, and I'm happy to respect it.
Alright. Hey Code, what is it? Let's talk about his poetry.
He's gotten a lot better. His old poems, even as we perceived them, were heartfelt but amateurish. For a while at the beginning of the semester he compensated by writing similarly to one of us, but now he's developing his own voice. He's clearly still influenced by Sayori's poetry, which is very sweet. It's still got that slight bittersweet flavor to it, but at the same time the themes and style overall are very different. I wonder, do you have a favorite poem by him over the last few months?
Again, not really. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Fair enough. I guess among us he's not the best poet, but I think he's still getting really good. Or maybe you just can't pick a favorite. In any event, what do you want to talk about?
Alright, one more thing about MC, which is his mod.
The one about the wine incident, I thought it was really fun. It was enjoyable and silly. I really liked that it didn't try to do anything too technically fancy. In fact, I think it just used the stock club background the whole time. To be good, a mod doesn't really need to any strong visual effects or fancy art or things like that, though those things are nice. I think in the end, the writing is what's important. Wouldn't you agree?
I think the whole experience matters. Music and design is underappreciated, good art is absolutely necessary. Again, story was important. The whole composition, it's how it all plays together that's important. Look at memes, I will do that later.
I agree. I just think the writing is central. Everything else is a strong supporting role, and the art is an especially critical supporting part, since it's hard to get invested in characters in this medium without seeing them in their environments. But in general, yes, the higher quality all parts of the mod are, writing included, the better it will be.
Alright. let's go on to the other characters, like Kenzo.
Ah yes, poor guy, what do you want to talk about?
Used by Sayori, very sad.
Yeah, that definitely was a thing that happened, so it really does owe him an apology, although I don't think she should talk to him about it. Given how little he knows about how things really are, I'm not sure it would really help, but yeah, that was awful. I'm not sure how he really felt about Sayori. I know very little about who asked whom, or if there was any real attraction on either side to begin with, but it was very unfair to him no matter how you slice it. What do you think about it?
It's forgivable given Sayori's problems. In character for her, unfair to MC2, I'd say. Unfair to MC2. It's unfair to everyone. You'll never know my secret. I'm not revealing the secret. I'm not gonna pressure you to revealing it if you don't want to reveal it.
Yeah, that was the most terrible part. All that was supposed to be for MC's benefit, to push him away and make him stay away from caring for her and loving her, which she thought would be bad for him, but really it just made him suffer more. Poor MC and poor Sayori. To her mind it must seem like everyone suffers no matter what she does. But really everything would be fine if she just let other people love her, but I guess she has a lot of trouble with that.
Alright, let's talk about couldn't handle the rain clouds, which is understandable.
Yeah, he didn't do a great job there, but then no one really has so far. Of all of us, Natsuki was probably the best at dealing with it at first. MC is much better at it now, but his initial reaction was pretty awful, blaming her for not telling him, messing up the love stuff, telling her he knew what was best for her. It's actually kind of cute how he educated himself on how to help people with depression after that. He made it a huge point to read up on how to talk to people in crisis, and now he's an expert. There's actually a DDLC mod that will teach you kind of the same thing. It's called Sayori Says No to Suicide, and I highly recommend it.
That was brought up once before. Thank you for bringing it up a second time. Damn, Tormuse must feel pretty flattered by the fact that he's getting called out not once but twice here.
But yeah, MC didn't know any of that at first, and his initial reaction definitely didn't help. Not that I should talk, of course. My reaction was to weaponize it against her in my quest for your attention. You know, the more I think about it, the more Kenzo's response seems pretty reasonable by comparison. He told her the truth, which was that he was having a tough time understanding and processing, and didn't know how to react. He did leave her to cope by herself, which is not ideal, but he was upfront about it. He didn't offer her magical solutions or do anything to stress her out more, and he asked for more time a couple of times, and then he got broke up with. Not ideal, but he certainly could have done a lot worse. So on the whole, I don't blame him.
His response was reasonable. Could have done better, but understandable. That's what I think too. Jesse, Code. What are you doing now? Yeah, I think, again, could have been better, but understandable. I don't think any of us could have done better.
Basically, yeah. I haven't seen or talked to him since then, but I wonder if he's educated himself on the topic since then. Hopefully he has. That's one big strength of MCs, by the way. He makes a lot of mistakes like everyone, but he always takes care not to repeat them. And when it comes to Sayori, he goes completely overboard with that. I think he's read like 20 books on depression at this point. I don't know if Kenzo needs to quite do that, but hopefully he takes something away from it.
Next up, let's talk about his personality.
As in, what's he like?
Alright, let me catch him up again. Tsundere behavior, norms and codes here. Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to call it.
Is it what's he like? I don't really know. I only met him a couple of times. Well, I've heard of him before. He's on the school's basketball team, so he's reasonably well known. Can't say I really know him much more other than what I've heard, though. Did you learn anything interesting about him?
He seems nice but flawed. Sayori didn't like how much he talked negatively about others. He likes working on cars, I guess.
Yes, I already mentioned that. Seems like an interesting hobby. Me, I'm not good with my hands. Plus, I'm not the biggest fan of getting dirty on a project like that. I will if I have to, but Still, good on him for sticking to a difficult project like that. You can often measure someone's character by how perseverant they are on things they commit to. And it seems like Kenzo is really perseverant about that car they're building, so I think that says good things about him.
Alright, one more thing about Kenzo, which is Kenzo x Sayori.
It was a strange match, wasn't it? They seem like very different people. I'd love to know the history of how it happened, like Sayori must have approached him, right? Except I just cannot picture her doing that. I wonder what their relationship was like. Do you know?
She tried to give him... He called her Chica, I guess, but we don't really know a lot. Every day I feel more vindicated about banning roleplaying in my streams. I mean, it's fair. Personally, again, I don't necessarily mind people doing it, like Tord, who's basically the main person doing it, but I don't usually actively involve myself too much, as you know.
Yeah, I noticed. I thought it was kind of cute, although the nicknames seemed to fit Kenzo's style more than Sayori's, but she didn't seem to mind. I really prefer MC's Cinnamon Bun nickname. I think he got it from all of you. And I have to say, it really fits her. Good job there, Internet.
Alright, let's talk about Miss Ida.
Miss Ida, I guess we did have to talk to her a little this past term. What about her?
Good teacher?
I guess. She definitely has that reputation. I've never had a class with her, so I wouldn't know. The rest of the club all have chemistry with her, though. We operate on sort of a hybrid Japanese-American model on how classes are organized here, just like with everything else in this hacked-together universe. But anyway, yeah, the others in the club are all very fond of her. Especially Natsuki, for whatever reason. It's strange since Natsuki usually doesn't get along well with teachers. I guess she either really likes them or she really doesn't like them. What is it about her that makes her good, do you think?
She prioritizes students over the rules. She deeply cares about her students as people. That's what I think. Ida from Owl House? No, it's spelled with an I, not with an E. Sorry to say. I just accept the stupefaction. Laugh and keep going. That makes perfect sense, and that's a good way to approach things sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, that seems to be what all the club members think. MC, Natsuki, and Yuri all gush about her. Sayori hasn't really said much about Miss Ida, but I'm sure she feels the same. Like I said, I've never had her, so I wouldn't know. But teachers like that are really important. The ones who really care about their students and how they develop. The ones who aren't just doing a job and collecting a paycheck. Although, apparently, her caring so much about us might be a little bit of a problem for us.
Well, suspicious of the club? Kind of leading into that.
Well, a little. I'm not sure she's figured out that it's tied to the club itself yet. All she knows is that MC and Natsuki had some kind of extraordinary experience that other people wouldn't believe, which they don't think they should talk to her about. She also asked Sayori and Yuri about things generally, but Sayori's a convincing liar and Yuri danced around it pretty well, she says. So hopefully that's the end of it. Why, are you concerned?
Why, just tell her the truth. There are obvious reasons why you shouldn't do that. Is she even really a character like you are? Couldn't you just edit her not to be... Is she even a really character?
Not like we are, no, she doesn't have a CHR file. She's just part of our simulated system. But I'm not sure what differences that implies either. As far as I can tell, they're normal people with feelings and awareness, same as us. The fact that MC got turned into a real person implies that maybe anyone could. Although, I guess that was a special case since he was also you, sort of. I don't know. Honestly, the less we need to figure out stuff like that, the better, I'd say.
What about her appearance?
What does she look like? I think I answered this one in one of our emails.
Yeah, but I still want to go through all the choices.
I haven't really seen her around too much, but I know she has long black hair and brown eyes.
MC passes through the room and to get a drink. Talking about Miss Hirayama?
No, Miss Ida.
Oh, you've got her confused then. Miss Hirayama has the long black hair. Miss Ida has the blonde one with grey eyes.
That's Miss Ida?
Yup. MC closes the fridge and returns to the bungalow living room.
Huh. Well, I definitely know who he's talking about now. There's only the one blonde teacher at our school as far as I know, but I guess I had her confused with someone else.
What Yuri told her, final one here.
Well, I obviously wasn't there, of course, but Yuri says she handled it without giving any information. She stuck to the plan and said nothing was wrong with the literature club so far as she knew. She said that she had noticed MC and Natsuki had definitely had some good experience, but that she thought it was better in context not to ask them about it. And that they seemed to be getting along just fine and weren't in any trouble or danger. So I'd say it worked out to the plan. You think she'll keep bothering us after that?
I think she might, depending on the circumstances.
Maybe. The game does tend to focus on things that things are important, and seems to follow certain storylines more than others, so maybe stuff with Miss Ida will keep happening, I don't know. Honestly, I'm shocked it didn't get into the whole gum thing that happened with Sayori. It occurs to me that you probably perceive our lives as kind of story-like, given the way in which you perceive them. But it doesn't seem that way to us. There's a lot you never see, and we don't get to skip time like you do. So to us, it's just our normal lives. Try to remember that, won't you?
Alright, that was everything about Miss Ida. Let's talk about the whole club.
That's a broad topic. What about us?
Bringing back the club.
I'm really glad Sayori talked me into it. I was really against it at first, you know. I meant what I said in that letter I wrote you, but Sayori brought me around to thinking that things could be better with a little work and care. Plus, she leaned on me being able to see you again. She really knows my weakness, but it's been so nice seeing everyone happy. I guess as soon as I stopped making it all about me and just reacted calmly, everything was fine. I'm glad I made the right decision.
Why didn't you want to come back?
I basically laid it out in the letter I left you in the normal ending. It seemed like the Literature Club was cursed. Whoever was president would go mad from the horror of their knowledge. But I guess what I should have realized earlier is that I made that decision from kind of a rational place. And so obviously I had things at least a little bit together by that point, though I was still emotionally devastated from you deleting me. But clearly it hadn't completely broken me. That's what Sayori pointed out after the game was over, that my decision to end the game clearly meant I was still sane. So that helped convince me.
It's manga literature. It is.
That question will just will not go away, will it? Well, I'll tell you what, Code. You tell me. Is manga literature?
On reflection, the debate is a dumb one. Yes, yes, absolutely yes. No doubt about it, yes.
I see.
Monika walks off to the living room.
Hey Yuri, come here for a second.
Nothing can be heard for a moment.
They what? Look, tell them we're going to have a talk about this soon. And there you have it. Now please, let's not discuss that much over-discussed topic more.
But it is literature. I never thought I worked as a killer in my job. I don't even know what you're talking about now. Summer vacation trip.
It's been a lot of fun. It's really nice spending time with the whole club all under one roof, and it hasn't been that uncomfortable bringing a boy along since he's spoken for. Plus, MC is a very polite, discreet gentleman, except when it comes to public affection with Sayori. But yeah, we've been having a lot of fun. Yuri's been mostly off by herself, but that's Yuri for you. Do you have a question about it?
Why this place? How bad is the PDA? What's the summer plan after this? And like 6 or 7 other serial killer torts before this? Sorry, serial killer.
Probably not much, at least as far as the official club activities go. I'll assign everyone a poem topic before we go to the first week of club when we come back. Not sure what that topic will be yet, something will come to me, I'm sure. But we need some kind of chance to just do our own thing and relax. It's nice not to have to worry about anything for a while, but once we do come back, we'll have the fall festival to worry about. That might be a little bit triggering for us, because it's the last festival, but I'm sure this one will go off without a hitch.
Alright. Again, modding DDLC.
You know, I was pretty skeptical at first about it being a good idea, but it ended up being pretty fun, and just like you suggested, we've all learned a little bit about coding along the way, even Natsuki and MC who aren't that into the whole coding thing.
Wow! I think that's the first time Automod, caught Tord. Interesting. Good night, alright, good night, Spinners. See you around another time. Have a good one, and thanks for popping in.
And Sayori, who doesn't like it, even if she understands it, I wonder which of our mods did you like best for this semester? And answer honestly, it's fine if it's not mine. I didn't even really like mine.
Can I say there's not a personal favorite of mine? But you know what? It's between the I'll say the wine one.
The first part of the mod made me kinda sad, because it's a realistic depiction of what happened when Yuri actually brought the wine, and that bummed us out because we felt terrible about shooting down Yuri so much. Sayori in particular felt awful. You know how she hates making people feel bad. Come to think of it, she probably felt responsible for it and aggravated her depression. But anyway, the second half of MC's mod was really fun. It was pretty comical to watch us all be fictionally drunk. Even me, fumbling with the console commands, desperately trying to make myself sober, seems like something I'd really do. You got our characters pretty well, I'd say.
Alright, what else we got? Emails from viewers. Even Automod does something good for once in a while. I mean, it's fair.
That's been one of my favorite parts of our meetings. It's so nice to get messages from all of you and have real conversations with real people. It makes me feel like part of your world just a little bit more. And everyone else too. Not that conversations with the people in here aren't just as real in most ways, but I don't know, it's very different. It's a very different perspective. Have you enjoyed us answering emails?
Not my favorite part of the meetings, it's okay, I guess. It produces some memorable moments, definitely.
It sure has. I've learned a lot of interesting stuff about everyone that I'd never know otherwise, especially about everyone's video game preferences. Although poor Yuri sure feels pressured into playing more video games. I guess it's to be expected that characters in a video game would get lots of video game questions. But you should see how her face lights up whenever she gets a question about books or something like that. It really makes her day.
Alright, what else about the whole club? The time loop, right.
Kinda weird, isn't it?
Get it yourself, I'm not your errand boy. All your sleep, not all your sleep. Especially Slipper. What is it about this? Like, okay, what's your favorite? Like, this is not even the question of the day. But, actually no. Yeah, no, I'll just ask it anyway. What's your favorite thing to throw at my face? It's a weird question, but what's your favorite thing to throw at me? Is it the slipper? I think it might be the slipper. Probably. I'm talking of the regular throwables, okay? Oh, please. Don't you feel like a broken record, Gabe? Don't we all? Can I throw stuffy toys? Again, I think I listed all the throwables currently, but you know what? Stuffy toys? I think, like again, there are a lot of things I could add. I just have to look into it. There are a lot of things out there that I probably could add. Whatever the program chooses, it's random after all. It's a question of the day anyways. Ah, yes, that one, right, because we're wrapping things up. If I had to pick a favorite episode... I was emotionally devastated in the one where Kenzo was revealed to be Sayori's boyfriend. So that definitely hit me pretty heavily. I don't know, do I go with the one where Natsuki was club president because I was able to interact with her more? I'll go with that one because I was able to interact with Natsuki more.
Kinda weird, isn't it? In theory, I should feel very disturbed about infinitely repeating my senior year of high school. After all, it means I'll never live a normal life, or at least as normal a life as I could have in here. And I should feel motivated to change things, since doing so is plausibly within my reach, but weirdly I just feel totally okay with it, and my motivation to change it is pretty meh. And that's basically how everyone else feels about it too. I think it's something in our CHR files that makes us feel weirdly indifferent. I'll probably get around to trying to change it sooner or later, but first I want to know if it means we'd be sacrificing our essentially immortal lives in here. Plus, I would take a bit more coding knowledge that I have now to pull off the needed changes. What do you think?
Go at your own pace, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the plan. Although I really should start making some progress, at least learning about the relevant code. During the school year, I always think, man, I'm so busy, can't focus on that now. And then during the summer, I think this is my time off, I don't want to do anything now. So I should probably get going at least a little bit, soon.
Alright, one more thing in here. Final thing, going to school. BRB, probably last one, that's fair. Alright, and see you in a bit again, Rob.
Don't remind me. Even though our summer vacation isn't even half over, it feels like it's going by way too fast. I shouldn't complain too much. School-wise, the year that just went by wasn't too bad for any of us. Other than the horrible revelation about all of us being fictional, simulated constructs. But school-wise it was fine. Everyone got pretty good grades, although Natsuki took a bit of a dip. And horrible club incident aside, everyone got through without anything really bad happening. So all in all, pretty good year.
Anyone doing any other than this? What subjects are you taking this year?
I haven't really decided. I think I have to take organic chemistry this year and multivariable calculus. But other than that, it's all electives. I'll probably wait until the week before I have to make my choice and then frantically do everything in a rush. It's more fun that way. I do think I want to take civics course though. Haven't taken one of those yet. That I remember anyway, so it should be interesting.
Honestly, if you were infinitely repeating the same year, it would be interesting because you could just constantly pick new subjects and keep learning new stuff. Nothing else.
Hey, Monica, come over. We're playing a game before we go to bed and we need a fifth.
Alright, I'm coming. Give me a second. I better go join them. Thanks for spending time with, talking with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you have fun visiting us. And always remember, I always love you for who you are, no matter what, no matter when.
Alright. Visit someone. Next up is Best Girl. And then we're going for True Best Girl and Sayori. Alright, let's see what hanging out with Natsuki is like. Oh my god, look at those water slides. Look at that. Oh my god, this place looks nice.
Well, I'm going to go check out that water slide. Wanna come with?
Nah, I'm going to rest under a shady chair for a while, I think.
MC is Best Girl. MC is Best Girl. Honorary Best Girl. And everyone can agree. We all love MC. He's amazing.
I could use some time just sitting and relaxing, you know?
Yeah, I understand. Well, unless I'm on the slide, I'll have my phone, so hit me up if you change your mind.
A bit oblivious, but he's got the spirit. Yeah. I will. Well, he's not as oblivious anymore at this point. He learned a lot about depression, and he's probably now the best at handling Sayori. But he still can be kind of dense sometimes. Like, that has happened already. Like oh my god, his incredibly dense moment when he wrote that one poem. That one poem, that love poem specifically tailored to Sayori. He was so incredibly dense towards everyone's opinions. It's scary how sheer ignorance and inherent hatred can just silence a person. You know what else can silence a person? Death. But we don't talk about that here.
I will. And off she goes. It's good to see Monica enjoying herself. Girl always seems so stressed out. And now it's time to do absolutely nothing for a while.
I do enjoy doing absolutely nothing.
God, I love having nothing to do. No deadlines, no upcoming tests, nothing. And out here I can enjoy it without anyone bothering me or knocking on my door every 20 minutes while I'm here, Natsuki.
After a while, Natsuki falls half asleep.
Oh, gotta be careful. If I fall asleep, I'll eventually be under the sun. Wish I didn't burn so easily, but that's what I get for being pale as shit, I guess. Could always apply some lotion, I guess. There we go. Well, back to doing nothing.
Man, I strive to be like that, being able to do this. About 15 minutes pass.
I'm bored now. I wonder what Yuri's doing. What's she doing?
I'm learning about coalescence.
Wow, I cannot contain my excitement.
Oh, it's very interesting though.
Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely believe you 100%. What to do? As much as I love hanging out with Yuri, I definitely don't want to learn about correlations. And I'd just be a third wheel to Sayori and MC right now. Guess I'll see what Monica's up to. You finished with the slide yet?
Yeah, it's super fun. Change into your bathing suit and I'll come with you to run it again.
Okay.
Yay.
Alright, here goes. Natsuki and Monica go down the pirate-themed water slide a few times.
That was fun.
That was a pretty sick water slide.
Oh, I'm starting to burn a little bit though. Getting wet's not good for the sunscreen.
Yeah, same here.
Gonna go back to to the room and get for a bit and get changed and hang out in the shade?
Yes?
That's so much better.
Yeah, it definitely is. I need a new swimsuit. I look horrid in that one.
Really? I thought you looked quite cute. Great.
Well, thanks, I guess. I think sometimes I overdo the pink thing.
You definitely have a style that you stick to.
On brand.
Exactly.
Sure are a lot of kids playing in the water playground today.
Yeah, sorry about that. Would have gotten us one of those water bungalows away from the playground, but they are all super expensive. And for reasons that I now understand, the ones near where all the loud kids are were much cheaper.
I don't mind. At a place like this, it's nice to see the little tykes running around having fun. You ever think about having kids? Like, if you become real and your player was like, okay, well, time to get some babies going, what would you do?
If they wanted to, I definitely would. But other than that, not really. No real interest. Just too much trouble. I want to live my life for me and the things I think are worthy without having responsibility for someone else.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
What brought that on?
Code got popcorn. Smell smoke in this smell smoke in this chat. Oh shiz. I don't understand anyone in chat, I am sorry, but you know what? Feel free to talk to each other as long as someone understands. But yeah, I translated that message. Don't worry.
What brought that on?
That one viewer email about whether we wanted to have kids got me thinking about it. We've always been kids, you know? And people who were way smaller and younger than us were just little kids. And we were big kids. But now we're 18, which is the age where you are officially not a kid anymore. It's just strange. Seems kind of surreal to not be a kid anymore.
I've never really felt like a kid. I've always felt like I'm supposed to be old and mature. Even before I realized what I really am.
Yeah, you probably kind of were born an old soul. Simulated reality or no simulated reality?
Natsuki and Monica watch the kids play as the day grows old.
Do you think that it's more important that something be good or that it be real?
You mean like our reality or?
I mean, I guess, but I meant more just in general. Like, is it better if something is sucky and real or if it's good but fake?
Oh, is that all? That's actually a problem that a lot of people have thought about a long time, and one I've given a lot of thought to myself, as you might expect. It's funny, have you thought of the idea of the experience machine?
Natsuki shakes her head.
Well, basically, this one philosopher posed this hypothetical about this machine, and he said, if you step into this machine, it will perfectly simulate a blissful and happy existence for you forever, and you'll forget that you're in a simulation completely and think it's real. Would you step into it, or would you keep living your real life?
And everyone chooses to stay in real life?
Well, not everyone, it all depends on what your philosophy is.
Honestly, I think I might step into it. What about the people in chat? Like, even if it's not real, you could live your absolute perfect life. And I don't think it would necessarily be a bad thing. Now, I know everyone makes it out to be like that horrid dystopian future, but... do I just have an unpopular opinion here? Maybe. I don't know. What are your opinions, guys? I don't know if I would go without my loved ones. You know what? That is a fair point. That is the thing you have to think about. And I think if it weren't for that, would definitely be a much easier choice. But it's definitely, like, again, I say I think I would step into it, but it's definitely not a choice I would make instantly. It's definitely something I would have to spend a lot of time thinking about. Like, if the choice were offered up to someone. And I think a lot of people would not be able to make an immediate choice.
I think that the answer to this question was easy and that reality was more important, but we have a weird perspective on it now, all of us. the hypothetical presupposes that the thing you've known your whole life is reality and the thing you'd be leaving for is the simulation. What if you're already in the experience machine? What if the people and things that you've known your whole life are what's fake? When you make that the experience machine the status quo, it makes it a lot harder to step away from it. Plus, I kind of learned the hard way that just because something isn't real doesn't mean it's not important. So now I think I'd have to say that it's more important for something to be good than for it to be real.
I think I'd still have a hard time answering that question even so.
Still having existential angst?
Yeah, like, it's really shaken me up to think about all this not being real. Even all these kids, poor things. Not only are they not real, they're not even key parts of the simulation they're in, like we are. It seems unfair, I guess. I just wish everyone could be on equal footing when it came to their experience being real.
I don't know, they certainly don't seem to mind.
One of the children splashes his mom and runs away giggling.
Yeah, but that's because they don't know.
Which means that it's all in how you perceive it. I used to perceive it as a horrible cage, and that made me lash out. And now I try to perceive it as just as good as anything else. Other than the player not being here, it's just different. A different kind of good. And that's helped me live more happily, I think.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a moot point since we don't have the choice between real and good anyway. So we might as well make the good as it can get.
That's the spirit.
Monika and Natsuki walk back towards the club's bungalow.
So what are we doing tonight?
Sayori wants to get us all together to play a board game.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't crave to put a real impact, and this would nullify my goal. I crave to get a real impact. Yeah, no, that's understandable. Trying to make a real impact on the world, you couldn't do that if you were, like, locked away. But honestly, now says the person who's streaming to a bunch of people and growing a community, but I never really had a goal, like, to make some kind of... I don't really have a goal to make any kind of specific impact. Now, that is one thing actually about the experience machine and everything. I definitely would feel very, very bad about leaving, like, both my loved ones behind, like friends and family, abandoning this community I've built over all this time. Like, I would definitely feel bad about that, and I feel like all that would definitely hold me back for quite a while. But it's still a thing to think about, definitely. Alright, MC and Sayori, and after that, we'll go and revisit some of the previous choices we've made. I hope you're ready for that. And chat, if any one of you is here currently, if Rob is still here, Rob is probably lurking right now. If there's any specific choices you want me to revisit, be it like by if we hang out with Monika, there are a lot of choices we can make there, or any specific choices in the previous episodes, be sure to name them and I will go back to them. Alright, let's hang out with MC and Sayori. And of course they're on a date. MC and Sayori are talking and eating dinner.
This place is like the fanciest restaurant I've ever been. I feel like we're underdressed for it. But I'm really happy to be here with you. Thanks for bringing me here, MC.
Yeah, well, it seemed high time that I took you on a proper date with fancy food and stuff. Watching and doing raid dance and Sword and Shield. Ooh. I honestly haven't picked that game up in quite a bit. Other than to get the shiny Eternatus that was given away online. Because when there's an online code to get a shiny, you get the shiny. And shiny Eternatus definitely was something I didn't want to pass up. I just entered the code, got the shiny, saved, and then I put the game down again, like an idiot. Gotta go out and get Volcarona and the other one. Ooh, always nice getting those free shinies never hurts. Even though it does feel a little bit less rewarding than actually getting a shiny encounter by working for it. Like, there was a time where I actively grinded to get those shiny raids. You know, I already talked about this in the past, but the method of setting the game forward in time, 1 day at a time. Like, you exit out of the game, increase your clock by 1, go back into the game, go out, increase the day by 1, and so on until you get to the shiny. And then you host the shiny raid. And just give a bunch of people a ton of shinies. Like, everyone you invite can get as many shinies out of the raid as they want, and then at the end you get 1. Like, the person who works to get the raid only gets 1 shiny, and everyone they invite can get as many shinies as they want. It's kind of sad that the person doing all the work gets the least out of it. It's a thankless job, but I still did it quite a bit for a while. Anyway, let's move on with the DLC here. Getting off topic here. So I'm glad I saved up for this.
I could help you, you know, I'm not completely broke.
No, that's totally okay, I've got this. I really want to be a good boyfriend for you.
You're doing great, MC.
Sayori leans over and plants a firm kiss on MC's lips. You sure do like kissing, Sayori. Not that I'm anything but really happy about that.
Yeah, when we kiss it feels all tingly and energetic through my whole body. And my mind just kind of goes blank and all I can focus on is just the feeling of the kiss. It's really nice.
How interesting. I wonder. Let's try an experiment. MC puts his hand on the back of Sayori's head and pulls her firmly, but gently, into him for another kiss. Well, what are the results?
That kind of gives me a tingly after effect long after the kiss is over. Because I keep thinking about the way your hand feels in my hair and then the kiss. And right on cue after it wears off, the bad feelings are trying to batter down the door to my brain again. All these different feelings are really confusing. Mixing love with depression is weird.
Well, I mean, there are things we could do about that, you know. We could... Sayori does not look like she wants to talk about it. Well, let's just keep up the talking and kissing for now. It's gotta be a little while before that tingly effect wears off, right?
I don't think it's ever going to wear off on me. Man, that...
Oh, that's MC, sorry. Man, that was good. I'm full. Did you get enough to eat?
Yeah, but let's get dessert.
I'll get one for you, Cinnamon Bun. But I think I'd be out of cash after that. Just let me have a few bites of yours and I'll be happy.
No way, we can't have that. I'll get the dessert for both of us. Get whatever you want. Then we can get 2 different things and both have bites of each other's. Slice the dessert.
Alright, alright. Where'd you get the money though?
Oh, Monica made sure I had some for this trip.
Fair enough. Which dessert are you going to get? Strawberry shortcake! Predictable as always.
I love it though, how about you?
I think I'll stick with something basic and chocolatey, like a brownie sundae. Personally, what I like is vanilla ice cream of like cherries. You get some cherries, like heated up cherries, hot cherries, and you just throw them onto vanilla ice cream. The only problem about that is you have to eat it quickly because it's just gonna melt the ice cream if you don't eat it too quickly. But it is so nice, it's so delicious. Like the contrast of the temperature and it just tastes so good. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're ever at a restaurant that offers that kind of stuff, get it, try it, it's amazing. Anyway, moving on.
That sounds tasty.
After finishing at the restaurant, MC and Sayori start walking back to the club's bungalow.
Are you going to go right to bed when you get back?
No, I'm still feeling pretty energetic.
Me too. We can chill with the others. Oh, text from Natsuki, speaking of. Sayori, it's Turnip Spike Day on my island. Get over here. Also remind MC that we're doing Truth or Dare. Natsuki still wants to do that Truth or Dare round with you.
Oh, right, I had forgotten about that. Yeah, I'll do that, although, is it okay with you?
Of course it's okay with me. Natsuki won't ask you to do anything too weird. Probably. And if she did, it'd probably be with me, so, yeah.
MC blushes furiously.
I'm just kidding, don't worry. I'll be the judge and I'll keep things from getting too out of hand for you.
Gee, thanks. Well then, I guess that's the plan for the evening. Truth or dare, and then I'll head to bed, I think.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
The futon in the common room, where I have been.
You don't have to sleep there, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't see why.
My door will be open all night, just saying.
I think my heart would explode if I tried to sleep in your bed.
Oh, we can't have that. Guess you shouldn't try to sleep while you're in the bed then, right?
Stop teasing.
Alright, are we ready for the truth or dare?
Ready.
Let's do this. Spectators, are you ready? Yes. Or spectator, I guess. Where's Yuri? She was napping. No way, get her out here. Oop, no need. It looks like here she comes.
Sorry, I'm here. Are we doing truth or dare?
Yep. There's only one rule. I am the judge, and I can veto any truth or dare. Especially ones that I disapprove of as MC's girlfriend. How do you want to determine who goes first? Flip a coin?
Sure.
Okay, call it.
Tails.
Heads. Natsuki, do you want to go first or make MC go first?
He definitely has to ask me first.
Alright, MC, go ahead.
Truth or dare, Natsuki?
Let's ease into it and start with a truth.
Alright. Do you have a girl crush on Yuri?
Alright for the throat, good question.
Define girl crush.
Oh, she's taking refuge in definitions. Urban Dictionary says a girl crush is a normally straight girl's crush on another girl, often a celebrity, is mostly platonic in nature.
Well, that's not too bad, I guess. That's not the definition I'm going to use. As a normally straight girl, do you have a girl crush on Yuri that is at all non-platonic in nature? Even a little bit.
Even a little bit? Like the tiniest, smallest, most minuscule amount?
Yep.
Then yes, the tiniest bit. Huh. Okay, as much as I'd like to talk about that, it's Natsuki's turn to ask.
Truth or dare, MC? I'll also ease into things with a truth. Although I don't expect the question to be easy after going so hard on Natsuki in round 1.
No, I will be merciful. As a demonstration of my benevolence.
Me no sleep. Welcome back, Rob. I had a feeling you were lurking earlier still. We're currently hanging out with MC and Sayori, which is the final hangout. I asked this already, but are there any specific choices you want us to go back to after we're done? Like choices when we were hanging out with Monica, choices in the previous chapters, anything in specific. We will keep redoing previous choices until we hit the 3-hour mark. But yeah, currently it's truth or dare time. We won't be doing all of Monica. We already talked about every single topic and every subtopic of every topic with Monica. We won't be able to redo all the choices of all the subtopics.
Let's see, I think I'll go with a classic boy question for truth or dare. Boxers or briefs?
Natsuki immediately looks at Sayori.
And I see from Sayori's reaction that she already knows. Good information to have. My secret plan to get the truth I was really after has already succeeded. Hey, that's not fair.
Well, we already know that Sayori knows his underwear. Good. Honestly, she's known since we were kids. She's seen me doing laundry and stuff. So you can prove how she knows.
True. Anyway, what's your answer?
Boxes, they're nice and roomy. I'm inclined to agree. But honestly, I could go either way. I can go either way. I don't mind. I think I have... Honestly, why am I even answering this? I am not the one doing truth or dare. I should not be doing the truth or dare. We're just moving along. We are not talking about this right now. Why am I getting swept up in this?
I can see that. I'd probably wear boxers if I were a guy. Alright, your turn.
Truth or dare?
Let's spice it up with a dare.
And when Yuri was hinting at you to have a conversation with Monica about her suicide plan, but Go decided against. Alright, well, I'll have to see where that choice was. I dare you to honestly answer a viewer email which Monica screened out from showing us.
Oh man, that's harsh.
Really? They're not that bad, are they?
Well, I'll pick one at random, but they range from kind of offensive to pretty terrible. So you're rolling the dice a little bit. I think I can put it up on my phone, hang on. Ah, here we go. And...
Carpet match drape. Just remember that in addition to destroying them, you actually have to answer the question honestly.
The question is poorly worded and vague. What drapes are they talking about? It's unclear.
No, I think it's pretty clear what they mean.
Fine, you pervs. Look, buddy, my hair is pink, my eyebrows are pink, you can probably figure out the pattern. Good enough, they're satisfied.
They're satisfied. Sorry, I wasn't expecting it to be quite that intrusive. Do you get a lot of emails like that, Monica?
Definitely at least a few each week. I just ignore them. I don't mind if they ask us slightly risque stuff if they're polite and respectful about it, but if they go overboard or if they are jerks in the way they ask, they just get trash canned. And when we answer emails during meetings, I would never show a borderline email without clearing it with the club first.
I need more detail. Elaborate. No elaboration here.
Right, but this isn't a club meeting. This is Truth or Dare. And now it's Natsuki's turn.
Truth or dare, MC? You going to stick with dares or chicken out and stay on truths?
I'm going to stick with truths for now.
Alright, but I'm judging you so hard right now. Truth, if you had to make a player's choice and pick me or Yuri to be your girlfriend, who would you pick?
Wow, no way, that question is potentially hurtful. I'm gonna veto it.
Oh, I wouldn't be offended if he chose Natsuki.
Yet I wouldn't take it hard if he chose Yuri either. I think it's fine.
No, I am the judge and I veto it. Just because you guys are saying that doesn't mean you won't be hurt at least a little. And I'm his girlfriend and I'm not included as a choice, and that's a reason to veto it.
I'd always pick you if you were available as a choice, silly. Anyway, MC, I guess you have to pick Truth or Dare again. The judge has spoken. Don't forget, I will totally adjust how good a person I think you are based on your choice. Dare. That's what I like to hear. I dare you to touch Sayori's butt in front of everyone.
Like, through her pants, or like, get the hand in there, like, under the clothes? I'm assuming through the pants, because that's already probably embarrassing enough. Oh, is that all? MC calmly strides up and places his hand flat on Sayori's butt.
Confidently executed, MC, I have to give you credit. I was hoping for more shyness and blushing, but I appreciate the smooth approach also.
Thanks, I was, a lot more nervous than I tried to give off. So, last one for you, Truth or Dare. Considering getting a 3 or 4 katana? Getting a katana? Just don't pull a Yuri and cut off someone's hair. And arms. And body. That would be sad.
Let's finish strong with a dare.
I'm actually out of good ideas. I only had the one email idea for dares going into this. Let me see. I got an idea. MC gets a piece of paper and starts writing something on it. He hands it to Natsuki. You have to read what is written on that piece of paper aloud and enthusiastically, without any sarcasm. Oh, this is gonna be good. Natsuki reads the paper. Oh, that face!
You're a monster.
I expect a wholehearted performance. Natsuki takes a deep breath. Oh no. Is it gonna be a full on, like, maybe... Oh no, what is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Oh no! He could. He's only spending that much. Okay, let's see.
Hi everyone, it's Kawaii Girl Natsuki here. Aren't I just super duper cute? I may be kind of gruff at first, but don't worry, I'm sweet and lovable underneath. And have I mentioned that I'm ultra cute? But don't think that just because I've been talking to you means that I like you or anything, baka.
She did it.
There, done.
Sayori, Monika, and Yuri have all stood up and are applauding and cheering.
You horrible bastard. Now, truth or dare?
I'm kind of scared of how you'd escalate from the butt patting if I let you do a dare on me, so truth.
Oh, you think I can't be cruel for truth also? Tell me, MC. Have you and Sayori done it yet?
That's fake. That's fake. Done what? I don't know what you're talking about. That much. I'm not joking. You don't need to send me a link. I believe you. I fully believe you.
Oh, now it's MC who's trying to use definitions to hide.
Yeah, the question's clear enough, MC, and you should answer it as is. I command it.
Then, no, we have not.
Damn, but you've done something. I should have asked what base you guys were at. Instead I got greedy and went straight for the home run. If I only had one more question. Well, everyone, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for playing the Truth or Dare. Bye. Wait, hang on. What if... Nope, bye.
Damn. Alright, choices, it's time. I don't know why I'm even saving again, but I feel like I should. Alright. So, the choice that Rob wants me to go back to, hinting at you to have a conversation with Monica about the suicide program. Right. Where was that? I think it was this? No, that isn't it. Where was it? This one? Alright, I think this is the one. Also, Jeff, hi, hello. This is the Season 1 collection of Doki Doki Club meetings. We finished all the episodes, we've done the bonus content, I'm now starting to go back and revisit some choices. And then, next week, we're starting Season 2, which is gonna be interesting. And once we're all caught up, there's currently 3 seasons. Once we're all caught up, I'm excited to finally be able to participate in it. And actually send in some emails of my own. Because yes, one thing about Doki Doki Club meetings is that viewers are able to send in emails and questions which will get answered within the actual mod. Because they usually come out in episodes. But this is the Season 1 collection. And they're currently, again, Season 3 is currently basically done, but the Season 3 collection isn't out yet. So yeah. Yeah, Doki Doki Club meetings, exactly. It's the Season 1 collection. And I'm gonna have to download the Season 2 collection soon. Gonna go live soon? Well, have fun with that live. I'm sure I will most likely raid you. You'll be able to, you will be... Yeah, I will absolutely send emails. Who knows, maybe you'll see one of my emails pop up in the game at some point. I don't know, only one way to find out. We should talk.
I'm not sure I like the sound of that. Is it something serious? I was having such a fun day today too. It's not serious, is it?
Yes it is.
What is it?
Well, We want to go all in here. We should talk about escapeplan2.exe.
What? You shouldn't know about that. Unless maybe you found where I was keeping the files and hacked it. I guess that's theoretically possible, but I thought it was so well hidden. How did you find out about that?
Never mind that, I have my ways. I'm not gonna pin the blame on Yuri here.
But you were never supposed to know about this. You wouldn't have to be concerned if it stayed secret. Now you probably think I'm sick or weak. Look,
Monica takes a moment to collect herself, then continues in her normal tone of voice.
I get why this would be concerning for you. In kind of a messed up way, I'm flattered that you care enough about me to bring this up, but I'm not in any danger of offing myself, okay? I just like to have that there, just in case. You have to understand, parts of the experience have been hellish for me.
By the way, do you want me to do some other choices in this specific choice, or should we move on to another one after this? Because there are a lot of things we can move on to, and we still have 45 minutes.
You have to understand, parts of the experience have been hellish for me. I'm just more comfortable knowing that if it ever got that bad again, I'd have a way out and my friends would be okay. Like, if you knew there was always a chance you'd be trapped in some hellish torture, you'd want a way out of it, right? And if you could get out without causing too much pain to your friends, you'd do that too, right? Right?
I still think you ought to get rid of it. Knowing what happens in the future, I think she should have gotten rid of it. But I know no matter what I say here, she won't get rid of it. It just worries me is all.
I understand why you feel that way, but please, just understand that this is peace of mind that I need. I promise you that if I ever start feeling that remotely that bad, you'll hear about it, okay? You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, I'm running late for class. Try not to worry about me, okay? I have a lot to live for. I'll be fine, I promise you.
Well, that was that. Let's load a different choice. We have so many choices to load. For example, what was this choice? What was this? Right, we obviously picked the top one here. But I will pick the bottom one this time and see what kind of response we'll get from this. It seems right to reduce suffering.
See, that's what I thought. Like, if it's going to happen, wouldn't it be better to avoid everyone feeling bad about it? Isn't the world better with less suffering and more happiness? Fake world or otherwise? But either way, the point is probably moot. I think I've decided to get rid of that bit from the program. No matter how noble it may seem to me, it's going to be a while before I feel okay with tampering with everyone's character variables again, for obvious reasons. I still don't even know enough to do it safely, I think, although I'm pretty sure that the changes in the escape plan program are safe, but then again, they would have knock-on effects that I can't predict, so Yuri might be right. Anyway, on to happier things.
Alright. That wasn't too much of a difference there. Let's see, where else can we go, guys? Let's see. Let's go back to the beginning here, early on. What was this choice? It's kind of weird. Weird how? Is Monica making this menu? So either meta menu options. I think those are the choices we did already. How are you doing? Okay, that just skips out of it. That just exits out of it. Aha. Let me think. What's this? So how have you been, Monica? I guess we just picked this one, I think.
Thank you for asking. I'm okay, I guess. Still have trouble dealing with the empty feeling, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not sure it'll ever go away. I love my friends and I know they're real, or at least they're just as real as I am. And knowing what I did to them, given that is another ongoing mental health challenge for me these days. But it still feels empty, even if it's not. I still feel serious pangs of impossible longing to be with you that is hard to put aside at times. I am trying to work on not being so hopelessly emotional, invested in someone from an entirely different reality. Maybe you can emphasize? But know that I will always love you, okay? I just don't want it to hurt so bad to do so. Ah, Yuri's here.
Alright. Trying to think of what we should do. What is this choice? That seems like a lot of choices. Ooh, right, this choice. I don't even know what I picked here. Maybe the second one is what I picked? Or was it the first one? Aren't you interested in MC anymore?
No way. Why would you think that? I mean, okay, yes, in some timelines we spent a bunch of time together. And maybe in some of those timelines I had frosting licked off my finger and was pinned to a wall by my wrists. Which is super hot, not gonna lie. But that means nothing. The person I was with then doesn't really exist. That's not really RMC. The one we have now, that was him before he became his own person. Before then he was sort of a weird combination of him and you, I guess. Plus that me was kind of different me. Who I am now is different combination of things that maybe did and didn't happen. I've grown a lot because I've had to go through some really difficult stuff. So no, I'm not into MC. We're almost literally completely different people than we were the week of the festival. Even assuming the stuff from my round was what happened, I wouldn't want to take him away from Sayori. They're too cute together. Anyway, I should be going. I'm supposed to meet with some of my other friends in a bit after this next class. Because you've probably seen how that's been going.
Let me load that again! So I should have followed Yuri's advice and been more of MC's worries.
Yuri told her that, huh? It's probably true. But at the same time, it's hard for Sayori to see the world that way. She's almost incapable of understanding MC's problem. Because his problem is a fear of how bad it would be without her. But it's almost built into Sayori that she thinks people would be better off without her. So she doesn't get it. That's probably why she freaked out when he told her that. She'd basically have to accept two contradictory ideas in her head at once to believe him. Hopefully, if he's just earnest and affectionate, he can pull her out of it. Anyway, I should be going.
Again! So he was acting weird with Monica.
Yeah, I thought I felt some weird vibes from Monica. It's probably to be expected, Sayori's probably trying to act like she's not crushed. Hopefully when MC tells her the truth, she'll be okay. Speaking of Monica, she feels so cold and analytical sometimes, have you noticed? I'm not saying she's a bad person or anything. She's learned a lot since the week of the festival, but the way she thinks about people is really detached. I really especially get that impression when the game follows her. The way she calculates all the time. I think that's just part of who she is, although I guess when she gives it into her feelings, she does so with vengeance. Anyway, I should be going.
Alright, that was all of this. Maintain silence.
Are you there? Monica said you could hear me when I felt you were around. Hello? Ha. Maybe you can hear me, but you just can't talk back. But Monica makes it sound like she's hearing things from you. Maybe that's just something only she can do. Anyway, it's nice having you here, but it's also a little weird, you know? Kinda glad that the game usually leaves us alone, except on Wednesdays. I don't know what Monica told you about what it's like.
Alright, I think, yeah, no, we saw that. Let's load it again. Silence. Hi, I'm here, just wasn't sure what to say.
Oh, gotcha. You scared me for a second there? I guess it makes sense that you might be a little shy.
Which I am. Zombie Overlord, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hello. As you can see, we're currently hanging out with our favorite literature club. Again. As I do on Saturdays.
It makes sense that you might be a little shy. Things are probably kind of weird for you, huh? You no longer see through MC's eyes and you teleport around all the time. Not gonna lie, it's kind of weird knowing you exist and sort of were MC for a while. There are some moments there that were pretty personal in my route. What there was of it anyway. So in a way, I felt like I kind of know you, or at least maybe I do if you chose my route in the main game, which I don't know. Okay, we've seen this too, I think. That happened on the other dialogue option as well. Loading again. Hi, I'm Code.
Pleased to meet you. Just finished updating my visual novel. Me do like the visual novel stuff, but I'm gonna be stuck on this visual novel for a while. Because Season 2 and Season 3 are also a thing.
Pleased to meet you. It's kind of weird meeting someone who knows you already when you don't know them. You've probably got all sorts of opinions about me. Is that how celebrities feel all the time when they meet people? Am I a celebrity?
You definitely are.
I guess I kind of am in a weird way. It's kind of weird because I don't really have any way of seeing it except the internet. And on there are like millions of people who know who I am. Me and my friends have multiple subreddits. But in my world, I'm just a normal woman. It's kind of weird though. You probably know way more about me than most people in my world do. But I have almost no information about you. Despite all the time we spent together in some timelines, which I guess was sort of you, I really don't know anything about you. Although I guess I could dig around in your computer and find some dirt on you, on who you are, and find what you're all about. Just kidding.
You wouldn't really find anything too much dirt on me because my search history is clean. That's what incognito mode is for.
I don't even know how to do that kind of stuff. Monica just taught me the basics of how not to screw everything up. And how to use some really simple console commands in case of emergency. Probably best if I don't try those. Anyway, it's nice having you here. Also a little bit weird.
Alright. It's a bit too clean. Is it sus when the search history is clean? That's gonna be scarier than usual. Honestly, it would be interesting if all the characters could be self-aware at once, but sadly that is only for the club president, and there can only ever be one club president. So sadly they can't all be self-aware simultaneously. It'd be sad. I wouldn't put it that way.
Well, okay, fine. To be technical about it, I guess I'm not even really a person. But a lot of people in your world know who I am, at least. It's kind of weird because I don't really have any way of noticing it except the internet.
Yeah, okay. Alright, what choice do we go for next, guys? Where do we go? Where do we go? There are some places we could go back to. What's this? Do you have a dream about me? I think I said no. I'll say yes.
I won't ask you what kinds of dreams. After all, I should let you keep some secrets to yourself. But I'm happy to hear that you do dream about me. In a way, that means I've already achieved my biggest goal. Because if I'm in your dream, that means I sort of exist in the real world. Maybe there's a reliable way. Do you know about lucid dreaming? If you don't, then you should Google it. But basically it means...
Okay, yeah, she talked about lucid dreaming on the other route as well. I think it's time to go back to this. Alright, guys. Where do we want to know more? What do we want to know more about? Personally, I want to know more about the Natsuki stuff. So I'm going back in here again. Let's talk about... I want to know what happens if I don't call her cute. Cute's not the word I'd use.
Cute's not the right word, is it?
You chose wisely. You will live another day. So long as you remember that I am not cute. Carry on, Monica.
Sorry, I set you up a little bit for that. Natsuki was walking through and I couldn't resist. At least you made the right choice.
Shipping MC and Sayori. She'll push them together more now, probably.
You think so? Well, if so, I can hardly blame her. To be honest, I feel kind of the same way myself. I'd really like to see them together long term, and I hope Natsuki helps them with that. Although I'm not sure how exactly. Mostly she just seems to want them to hook up, like physically. But I'm not sure that's the best foundation for long-term relationship success. Although I certainly wish it's one I had.
Going in here again. They'll both rely on her for advice.
That's definitely true. I think she both helped them realize important things about themselves. And that those things helped them get into places where they were ready to have the relationship. MC especially. Without Natsuki, I'm not sure he would have ever realized he needed comfort, needed to confront his fear of losing Sayori in order to get to her. So she's definitely indispensable for things like that. I really hope she'll continue to help them in that way now that they're a couple.
Fair point, fair point. Being called... No, we did that, sorry. You know what? I refuse to pick this choice. Make her stop.
I'm not sure that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah, the middle choice was definitely the more reasonable one.
You know how Natsuki is, I don't think we can make her do anything, and she doesn't respond well to a forceful approach. We'll definitely keep leaning on her to quit, but in a light, friendly sort of way.
Let's talk about our boy MC again, and about MC and Sayori. They'll still face challenges, absolutely.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Sayori's depression isn't going to magically go away just because MC is her boyfriend now. In fact, in some ways, that could aggravate it. Plus, MC's still learning about who he is, like as a person. You have to remember that he only really became truly self-aware like a year ago, in our time. Or thereabouts. Some of that time we've lost track of. And of course they already have a lot of baggage even if they don't realize it yet. Both of them have hurt the other pretty badly, intentionally or not. But hopefully they're able to deal with that stuff. And anyway, right now it's just nice to watch them be so happy. My wish for them is that lasts as long as possible, hopefully forever.
Wait, no, there were only two options there. Duh, there were only two options. As Sayori's protector. But yeah, she needs other help too.
True, and I think MC knows that better than anyone, especially after what happened the week of the festival. He knows he can't solve all her problems with his own love and care. She does need professional help, but she's never quite ready to receive it, it seems like. It's probably a tricky balancing act MC has to walk and try to nudge her towards that without being overbearing. I hope she does get some help soon. It would give everyone around here a lot more peace of mind.
Becoming a character. I was absolutely impressed. Sayori had insisted on bringing him back.
That's true. I think for the rest of us, the player character just wasn't that important. He was someone we had met in the week of the festival, except for a passing prior acquaintance in my case, and I particularly had a reason to be dismissive of the player character, because I was in love with you, the player, not your avatar here. So for the rest of us, the player character vanishing and just the player remaining didn't seem like that big a deal, but to Sayori it meant everything. That person was important to her, so she was the one in the best position to remind us that the person deserved consideration, even in the middle of all the chaos we were in. I'm really glad she did.
Becoming a character. You didn't take it well when you thought I was gone.
Yeah, that's true. I thought you were gone forever. I guess it was pretty dense of me to forget that I wouldn't be able to feel you since I wasn't the club president at the time. But I'm so used to having that awareness that I just assumed I always have it. So I kind of just broke down. I probably would have been alright eventually, but I definitely wasn't right then. This is another reason why it's important that the others give me a break from being club president now and again, I think. Hopefully it will keep me a little more grounded.
His personality? The fact that he even has one.
Yeah. He was meant to just be a blank canvas for you to enter our world, of course, with as little distinct personality as possible so that you could imagine yourself to be him. Since he became his own person, he's been developing a distinct personality, though. I'm not sure how, technically speaking, that works, I don't understand the inner workings of the .chr files very well, but I think he's been free to grow and develop just like a normal person would. It's nice that he gets his own say now in who he is and the decision he makes. Let's
go about his nightmares again. They're horrible.
Yeah. Guild. It's my fault he has to go through that, just like everything else going wrong with this world is my fault.
Oh god, a choice after the choice. Responsibility is one thing, but no need for it for eternal guilt.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's just hard. Both the things that are terrible in our lives are things I'm directly responsible for, and even the things that aren't are things that I could maybe fix if I was smart enough with coding. It's hard not to feel like everyone's suffering is my fault, but I guess I should try not to focus on that. There's plenty that's good about our lives too.
Nightmares. I'll go for this choice and then we go back to horrible.
Yeah, but that was probably bad enough on its own, especially to him. Like to you and me, it's a disturbing sprite, sure, but to him, imagine how horrifying and real it must have been, and how bad those nightmares must still be. I hope he'll be okay.
I hope so too. Our boy deserves more attention. They were horrible. Hey, no feeling bad, I love you.
Thank you, Code. That actually makes me feel a lot better. I love you too so much. You're so kind.
Okay, I'm actually probably gonna hurt her by picking that last choice. But I will remain silent here, and it's gonna hurt. Sorry, Monica. I just want to see what happens.
Sorry, it's just hard for me sometimes. Give me a second.
Monica heads toward the bathroom.
Hey, Monica, come look at this! In a second.
Everything okay in there?
You're just having something stuck in my eye.
A few minutes pass.
Sorry about that. Better now.
Alright, what else can we talk about? Let's talk about his mod again. The writing is most important, probably.
Yeah. It's like Yuri says, literature is when the written word stands alone by itself without supports. And I definitely like it best when mods remember that, although having the other features of the mod contribute can really help for sure.
Good art is absolutely necessary, not absolutely necessary. Like, it works even if the mod just uses sprites from the original game, but it does help.
It's definitely important. Well-made and novel images contribute so much, and goodness knows I'm no good at making art. But in the end, it's the writing that gives art its context and emotional value, or at least that's how it works in a DDLC mod, which is the scope of my admittedly limited knowledge in this area.
And music and sound design is underappreciated, which is true. It's true that it's underappreciated a bit.
Oh, that's definitely true. The right sound and music can add so much to a mod, but at the same time none of that means much without the writing, at least when it comes to the context of a mod.
Alright, back to Natsuki again. I'll pick the different option here this time. Let's try something new as well.
Really?
Just keeping track of what people think. That's exactly the same. Wow. I guess we could talk about this again. She seems confused.
That's putting it mildly, but I think that's definitely true. Most likely Natsuki thinks she's straight because she's been into boys her whole life, but she's at least a little bit attracted to Yuri and it flusters her, because she's clearly never had a girl crush before. It happens a lot with us. So she reacts by leaning into the flirty aspect of the relationship because she's Natsuki, so of course she does. But that only confuses her more and encourages Yuri more. We'll all be there for her if she needs help figuring it out, of course. But I'm pretty interested to see where it goes. It's so nice to be able to say comfortably that orientation-wise I'm into anything and everything, so long as it's you.
Yuri. Alright, I'll do this, even though I don't really think that's the case.
Definitely possible. Kind of hard to tell though. Natsuki would work very hard to keep us from knowing that if it were true. In fact, probably the best piece of advice against that idea is that Natsuki lets herself look visibly affected by Yuri. I feel like if she knew for sure that she was into Yuri, the last thing she would do is let any of us see that for even an instant. But maybe her self-control is shaken by Yuri, or maybe she just likes their friendship the way it is. Hard to say.
Popularity. Alright, it's a little concerning what I picked last time. She should stick to the literature club.
See, I thought that at first, but it's kind of weird group of people to restrict your social circle to. And no matter how good the club might be as friends, it's not healthy to just isolate yourself to one thing. It's important to branch out and make lots of new friends at our age and have lots of new experiences. I just wish she'd branch out with maybe some slightly different people.
I chose to ignore that, by the way, but hello, Gilbert. That throw is definitely one way to announce your presence. Even if I'm choosing to ignore, because I am reading. Although sometimes I can't ignore. That, however, is really nice. Thanks, Jeff. Ah, it is you with a name change. But hi, hello, welcome. How is you? How is you on this fine day? I noticed a while ago you sent me another request for money, even though I haven't commissioned another sprite. Which is interesting. I kind of just ignored it because I think it was probably just an accidental request, probably. Or maybe it was like an advance request because I said I would probably eventually come back for a third one. Maybe it was a request in advance. Who knows at this point? But hi, hello. I talk about her again. Talk about popularity. And Rob is back again. Hi. She seems like she can hold her own. Writing a poem? Ah, good old poetry. By the way, when I eventually do send an email, I have to attach one of my poems to it. That much is natural. Shall be there before yours. I mean, it's understandable. Again, I have it's gonna take so long for me to catch up.
It's probably true. This is Natsuki we're talking about.
Is it real superstition? Oh no! Oh no! We're bursting out into lyrics.
This is Natsuki we're talking about. And so far it hasn't caused any problems in the club or anything. Maybe I just need to trust Natsuki to be able to handle herself. I'd definitely say she's stronger and wiser than all those popular girls put together. They haven't had to go through what she has. And I don't just mean the game stuff either. She's had a harder time in life than they have by a lot. And that makes her strong, so hopefully she'll do alright.
Alright. Guys, I'll leave it to you. Who do we exhaust all the options for next? Oh no, the lyrical masterpiece in chat. Still feel alive? No! No! Who's Miss Ida? Ah, that is a good question. You? Okay, we'll go talk to you in this case, meaning Monica. By the way, because we're talking to Monica. Miss Ida is one of their teachers. But I guess we'll go for you. And specifically, you and me. I need to remember, what did we pick last time? Ah, we picked this one. Who are these people? Right, this is the Literature Club. As someone who's in the FNF community, I'm sure you might be familiar with Doki Doki Takeover. Because I think that's a pretty good mod that one might have played. And basically this is the game that's based off. But specifically it's a mod of the game that the FNF mod is based off. It's confusing. Actually, it's not really confusing. I'm just making it sound confusing. But yeah, these are these people. Love is more important than being logical. It's better if you can to be detached if you can. FNF mod? Yes, there is a Friday Night Funkin' mod called Doki Doki Takeover. That's just, you know, singing against the DDLC cast. It's pretty nice. And there's also Doki Doki Takeover Bad Ending, which is just 3 songs, no mechanics, but pretty dense charting. and pretty good music. Alright. It's better if you can detach yourself. I guess.
I agree completely. Ironically, this is part of why I love you so much. But anyway, it's a moot point for me.
Well, I've missed a lot. Apparently. You know what? Should I, and I know that's not what we're doing here, should I just, even though it's not what we're doing, play one song of the Doki Doki FNF mod? Specifically, I'm thinking of maybe replaying Markov. Actually, no, you know what? We should replay Home. Should I just replay Home after this? Alright. We'll exhaust the Monica dialogue options and then we'll replay Home to wrap up the stream because people want me to mark off my exact thoughts, or Markov, or Home. I think we'll do Home. Because why not? Or Markov! Markov is good too! I don't know, I'm torn between the two. Alright. The Yuri song or the Natsuki song? Natsuki, of course, would be best girl, but so long. I don't know. Why should I know? I don't know anything. I would Markov. Any other votes? There's still time, so you know.
Anyway, it's a moot point for me. I don't have a choice in the matter anymore. If I ever did to begin with, which is doubtful, I wish I really could be a perfect emotionless AI. I mean, I'm already an AI, so it seems fair, but nope, I'm stuck with these distracting feelings. Although I'm quite fond of this one at least.
Alright, let's see what else here. Love is more important than being logical. You play DDLC very much, you should know, but I don't know anything. My brain is empty, I can tell you about the characters. Maybe. Also, Deja Vu Boy! Hi! Thank you for the follow, it's appreciated. Welcome to the stream.
You think so? It just seems so frightening to me. How can I explain it? Like, to me, the thing that makes me is my mind. My thoughts, my memory, the way my brain processes information. I can control all that stuff pretty predictably if I focus on it. Or at least I have the very strong illusion of control. And emotions are like these little fires that pop up. They're chaotic and uncontrolled. But it's easy to control the fires and put them out if I need to. Except for one. You know which one?
Oh, this is dialogue we've seen already again. When you're depressed, always put a smile on your face. Just, you know, turn that frown upside down. As it should be. Coming home or something. Just Monica? Yeah, we are basically just talking to just Monica, and then we will do a little bit of a music thing real quick to wrap things up. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. Let's talk about like a little bit more stuff, and then love Monica, one of my friends like Yuri, my other friend like Natsuki, my other friend like Sayori. So everyone gets the love. I honestly think all the members of the Literature Club are amazing. I adore all of them. But if I had to, picking one favorite would be Natsuki. I do have my ranking, but just because someone is lower on the ranking than another person doesn't mean I don't like them. I like all of them. Sad don't be, because yeah, you say that so much. Let's talk a little bit about leading the club again. The bureaucratic stuff is probably hardest though.
Yeah, it probably is. Maybe that's why I don't find moderating the 100th manga is literature debates not too tiring. It almost seems fun by comparison. That reminds me, I need to finish that space use application at some point during the summer. They're really picky about when you submit that, and it's right at the start of the year. A lot of people forget, and then they're like, well, you had all summer to do it, so that catches a lot of less prepared people off guard, but not me.
Alright, again, leading the club. Keeping such different people together seems tough. Do you remember the last time? Nearly 2 AM.
It is. It's a lot easier than it used to be though, because everyone's pretty close friends now. But you can probably imagine how icy things were when no one knew each other. Yuri liked to stay distant, Natsuki took offense to everything, and I was a bit too detached to fix it. Fortunately, we had Sayori. She's the one who really started to get everyone comfortable with each other. After that, I started to get everyone working together and stuff, and we've been growing ever since. So really, I'd say at least 2/3 of the credit belongs to Sayori, but in terms of day-to-day management, I really do a lot to keep everyone reasonably peaceful.
You know what? Let's pick up one more topic and then we're playing Markov, okay? Sounds like a plan? I think that sounds like a plan. And the topic we'll talk about is controlling the world. Probably healthier if you just try to live normally.
Yeah, probably. But it's an awful temptation, you know? It's kind of hard to just ignore. Maybe I could if I just tried to forget it and focus on other stuff. Still, that's a bit of a tall order, especially if a situation came up where my powers were the only way to help someone. For now, I guess it's a good idea to leave that to hypotheticals. The less I think about using my power, the better.
And again, we will wrap up the topic of controlling the world, though. Use the gifts you've been given as fully and wisely as you can.
Yeah, maybe so. First I'll have to get better at coding, though. I'm still definitely a novice. All the more reason why I should be experimenting and playing around with mods, I guess. It's hard, though. I have other stuff to do. Although I guess that's less true during summer vacation. Something to think about, I guess.
Alright. Now, what I will do, as I said, we will play one song and then we will wrap things up. Let me see, where is it? Ba-da-ba-ba. There it is. Nah. Hey, why the throw? The most I could do is maybe play both songs. Maybe I could play Home and Markov. For now though, we'll just play Markov because I said we would. Alright, I'll have to set it up so it captures again, because we're switching game technically. Alright. Markov is it? Markov it is, guys. Let's see if I got this. Because I wasn't prepared for FNF today, because we played it yesterday. Alright, let's see what Yuri can do. Man, the DLC looks different, it sure does. Again, it's just wrapping up. We finished everything, we're just revisiting stuff we've already done, but still. I played Tricle. I played Tricle yesterday. DDR? I mean, kind of, except I don't have to move my legs. I only move my fingies. Only fingies. Alright, let's go. I'm ready. Club meetings got advanced, yes. Very advanced. Also, pardon me for misses, but again, today was supposed to be a visual novel day. Alright, time to cover the screen, I guess. Can I just once again say I really like these sprites? Like, they look amazing. Man, look at all these misses. Double digits. I can definitely do better than this, okay? But I didn't warm up today, okay? No warm-ups, no nothing. Okay. Can't wait until she kills herself again. Ooh boy. Also, how bad am I on a scale of 1 to 10? Very bad. Like an easy 11. An easy 11 of badness. There we go. I thought 11 and you said it. We're the same person. Except you have more skill. And there she goes. And again, home as well, because I said we would do it. And home is such a good finale. Home is such a good finale. Alright. I am ready. Again, I played Tricle yesterday. FC home now? No, forget about it. There's no way I'm FCing this song. Like, this song is definitely not easy. But I will do my best to try to minimize misses at least a little bit. But I will miss a lot. Because there's a lot going on in this song. Here we go. Really not easy. Just click the arrows. I know, right? It's that simple. Still on the FC, but again, it's not gonna last. One miss, okay, that's better than I expected. Way better than I expected. Come on! Ooh. Okay, now comes the fast part again. And this is why I won't get the FC! Ouch. 15 misses. You know what? It could be worse. Could be worse. let's wrap this up. One grand finale. No more misses until the end. Because any more misses would be embarrassing. What a way to end it. Maybe it's Mr. Plus One. Mr. Plus One. Alright. And that basically does it for today. That basically does it for today. We shall now rate someone. And I think we will rate Gabe here. I did kind of say I would rate Gabe. So I will do that. But I will probably split Tricycle FNF another time, maybe. Another time. Maybe I will replay it. But who knows? But yeah, I will probably lurk in Gabe's stream and Devin's stream. We'll see. But the one getting the raid will be Gabe, because he's on only one viewer. Come on, let's kick that number up a bit. A good singing voice. Again, Tricycle, I know that that's actually a song with vocals, because I've played it, but yeah. Very good singing voice, I have to admit. Now then. For now though, today's stream over. Season 1 of Club Meetings has officially been finished. Next Saturday we'll start Season 2. Friday, of course, being FNF as always. Maybe I'll see if I can squeeze in a Genshin stream this week as well during the week, so we can get some of the new content done, because there is enough to warrant an entire stream on it again. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let's set up this raid. Share some love with Gabe. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Voice of GG file. Making SF2 can be annoying, I know. Anyway, raid time. So, I hope you're ready for some Persona. And yeah, I'll see you around next time, be it on Friday, on Saturday, maybe even during the week. So until then, bye everyone, and thank you so much for watching, and thanks to the new followers as well. And yeah, goodbye also to those of you watching this as a VOD. Your support is also really appreciated, and I hope to see you around in the future. Bye!